What's up, and welcome back to the Section 10 Podcast, episode 562, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 46-45, fourth place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing? What the fuck? What just happened?
That was crazy. I think his house exploded.
Oh my God.
I don't know what else would make sense.
I thought that he suspended himself for what happened
Correct.
with the weather, that catastrophe, which we'll get to. But I just saw the lights go out and a man leave the show. I don't know. I mean, that happened to me almost 1 year ago today. It was the 4th of July because I remember coming back pissed.
That was crazy.
Pissed off.
I thought I had died. That's
Steve just said legit died right at the intro, hopping back on. Yeah, I thought that he was giving himself a suspension, or he was like, I'm not even going to say my part of the intro because I know you're going to suspend me mid-sentence. No, that was it. Steve's gone. Wow, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Steve.
yeah. I thought he was doing a fake freeze, classic move.
Yeah.
on the old R side,
Yeah.
but no, his house exploded. He had a vest on. He pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
He exploded.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Honestly, it's much like the officer on the Titanic that he's like, man, I couldn't save the lives that I wanted to save here, and he just boom right in the fucking head. And that's kind of what Steve just
he got the weather wrong too.
Yeah, no, that's why he
Am I
did
on a
it.
delay too?
Yeah, that's why he did it. It's crazy to me. No T again tonight. T pulled the old hey, just reminding you I'm not going to be on the show, but he didn't tell us that. Like we were going to go at like 8:40 and he texted us at 8:40 being like, "Hey, reminder, I'm not going to be on the show." He never told us that he wasn't going to be on this one too. But on the positive side of things, we want him to enjoy his vacation. Like, he's got to unplug. He runs around. He never sleeps. He obviously doesn't take good care of himself at all. Like, he needs to enjoy this vacation while he still has time on this earth, which there's probably not much left. So I'm hoping that he
constantly getting into car accidents. Like, he needs a break. He needs a mental reset. Addicted to drugs. So he's got a tough one.
Yeah, the list is long for why T just needs to breathe. Steve, your part?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the motherfucking building. Brewed by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie. Fuck yeah, Jake. This is the first, I think, of many. In your estimation, Jake, the show's been around for a long time. Has anyone ever received multiple suspensions for the same offense? Like, you know how, like, when you go to confession, they're like, we want you to do 6 Hail Marys for that one. Like, you fucked up pretty good. Like, it's 6 Hail Marys. Have we ever given out more than one suspension for the same incident?
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I gotta think that T's done something wrong twice before.
He's probably repeated the same act, but I'm saying like one fuck up, multiple suspensions. I don't think that's ever happened before.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think so either. For anyone that's confused why Steve just caught one, boy,
It's not great.
It is
It's not great.
It's so damning. It is so like. All right. Trigger warning for anyone that's listening. Very upsetting audio about to play. Very upsetting audio. Trigger warning. Mental abuse.
If you're in the car with kids right now, just skip through this.
Gaslighting.
If you got
Gaslighting.
kids with you, don't listen to this.
Yep. Narcissism. Yeah. Just Major trigger warning,
earmuffs.
especially if you have kids in the car and they still want to believe that, the world is pure. This is your last chance to turn down the audio. Here's what happened. And again, like if you're an adult and you want to cry, you have my permission. Like this is Coley.
It's like when they first put The Exorcism in theaters and they were like, we have ambulances waiting.
Yeah.
Like we want people to know this is not a joke. Like this is we hate to, like, back in the day, they'd they would start the news and it would be like Dick Rather being like, ladies and gentlemen of America, on this solemn day, I don't know what to even say.
Yeah. Like
we'll just let the news do the talking. You draw your own conclusions.
This would have been a story that Walter Cronkite took his glasses off before he delivered it. Like he would have been like when he took his glasses off, he would have been like, buckle up.
Side turn to another camera.
You better buckle up because here comes some shit. So without further ado, again, trigger warning. Here's the audio.
Sunny, 0% chance of rain, 12-mile-an-hour winds. It will get
that's a little bold, don't you think, Steve?
What?
0%?
Yeah, it's not going to rain. Not going to rain.
I'm not saying it's gonna rain, Steve. I'm just saying like a little crazy to say 0%. I always think that there has to be a % chance that it.
Pitch 84 degrees.
No.
Mostly cloudy for that one. Jerry, you're going to love this. 0% chance of rain. No. This is garbage. See, for the last one, this is trash. What you're doing right now is 100% trash. For the last one, at least there was a monsoon in game 2. There's no rain. This is
I'm not doing anything. My hands are up.
You already pushed the button. Now it's going to be on the rest of this.
It was me. No, it was me.
I completely got you. I knew it was you. This is garbage. Yeah. Don't listen to the sound effects, folks. It's not going to rain in this series.
Oh, my God. Because I knew what his defense was going to be. He was going to say, that was for a different game. That was for a different game. Yep. That last line is just so damning. It's not going to rain in this series. And Steve, listen, I think that you're a fine weatherman. Okay. I think you're a damn fine weatherman. Okay, but like
damn fine.
The reason that you get so upset during these weather segments is because I'm trying to push back for the weather fanatics out there so that they have a voice, ask the right questions that need to be asked. Like, are you sure? Are you sure it's 0%? And you have the opportunity to be like, you know what? How about 0.1%? You could have left yourself. You could have said, I'm pretty sure it's not going to rain, but give me 0.1%, 0.0001. Like, you could have thrown a fraction on it and you were like, you fools. I guarantee there will not be so little as a droplet of rain in this series. And that is where the children of this country, not this region, not this state, not this city, of this country, the United States of America, have been left to hyperventilate over what happened here today.
Yeah. No, it's not great. I take full responsibility for my actions. No excuses here. I actually did write in my notes that moving forward, I will not say 0% anymore. It's going to be 0.1% from here on out.
Okay.
Even if I think it's not going to rain, I'm leaving that 0.1 in there. That is going to happen.
Okay. It's fair.
Especially game 3. You know what I mean? Like game 1, I understand more puffing your chest out. There's just so much the clouds can do.
I know.
4 days out.
You got to factor in too, those Thursday off days can really mess with you. Like that's an extra day of the projections where they can obviously change. So yeah, we're doing a Wednesday projection for something that's going to happen on a Sunday. It's really hard to know.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we're going to do 0.1%. Fam, we were coming back from New York, and that was like the one inning that I wasn't watching, and then the notifications were going crazy. I thought someone died. I didn't know what was going on. Sure enough, some rain happened, and not a long delay by any means. Didn't mess up Crochet, and
but a delay nonetheless. Steve. Not to interrupt. You're doing great with accountability. Let's not. I'm not going to
change. Hey, again, This is
Okay.
on me. The suspension. I'm glad we're doing it off the top, by the way. I'm glad we're getting this out of the way. This needed to be addressed. If we were like a half hour in, 40 minutes in, everyone's going to be like, I can't even listen to what they're saying. They need to address the elephant in the room.
Hey,
No pun intended, but it would have been a
if-
dark cloud hanging over this podcast if we didn't address it immediately.
Yes, it would have been a high chance of rain.
I mean, who knows? I don't know how Jerry was planning on handling it if you didn't pull that little suicide vest on to blow up your house to start off the show.
Right.
Who knows when it would have got brought
right.
up.
But no, it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great. Again, SPGs, I care about them a lot. They matter to me a lot. I protect those with my life. And for that to not come true, it's just not great for me. And I got to eat this one. I got to wear it.
Yeah. I was going to, the second suspension was kind of at the discretion of whether or not you were accountable for your actions. Like if you tried to pull some shit there, man, that would not have worked out well in your favor. But I think that you just being upfront that you learned from this and you're going to, in the future, there's no 0% rains. Like lives are at stake here. You know, like people are out there that like, if you're out here being like, do I have money for a poncho? Do I have money for a hot dog? And people decide to buy the hot dog and now they have no poncho and they're just soaking wet. And it's because of you. I can't have that. I can't have that.
And that can ruin your day. That can ruin your week. Again, this is a fun weekend. July 4th weekend. There's probably some people on Monday that are also taking that off. They might still be recovering from the rain that they had to take on today. I take that seriously. I understand that this can completely change your entire month. It's early in the month. Some people, this might take till August to recover from this. And I wear that.
Right.
So again, I got to make sure this doesn't happen again because it's my reputation on the line and I care a lot about that. Jared?
So in the future, Steve, will you be as resistant to me maybe asking some questions during the weather look ahead? Because I feel like I raised a good point. I was shouted down. I was treated like a fool. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I think we were doing really good right up until that point because I love trying, Jared, keyword trying, to get through the weather look ahead without being interrupted because it has a certain...
But I was right. I was right about the rain.
This time.
But I was right about it.
This time you were right. But for those listening at home and the loyal listeners, they know you basically cut me off every time that I do the weather.
Aaron Boone is a major league manager because he hit one home run.
Okay, yeah.
That's all it takes is
you
one.
Earn your cutoffs because you got one right. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Bucky Dent.
Yeah.
People only know who he is because he swung the bat one time very well.
Jared is the Aaron Boone of cutting off weather look aheads. I think that is fair to say. You did get it right.
I was right.
You did get it right.
I was very right.
You got it right.
Yep.
Coley?
I mean, a few more. He's the David Freeze of this, and then who knows where it ends. Eventually, he's the Barry Bonds of weather. So it's a slippery slope, and you've no one to blame but yourself. I feel like that.
No. Trust me. Like again, this is fully on me. It kind of ruined my day. This has been an awesome stretch of days. Coming off July 4th, seeing a bunch of Section 10 listeners. Obviously, fun time with the family. You know, I love my family trips.
Seeing a bunch of sex.
Just a lot of things happen this weekend, and for this to happen, it's sad. It's sad. It was a long trip home.
It's unbecoming. It's unbecoming.
The right word. Unbecoming is the right word.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run from that. It's unbecoming.
Like, rain obviously wouldn't have been great. The delay, no matter how long or short, really was.
You know what happens there?
It was jarring.
When it's a rain delay.
Jarring.
And you're planning on watching the game, and there's one guy that it's the fault that the rain delay happened. All you're going to do is tweet at that guy and be like, you're a moron. So that was the entire mentions for like 30 minutes and there were people coming back for seconds that were like, dude, this is still going on. You're so
still
stupid. You said 0%. Like, I'm back again, you moron. You suck. And this is going to completely ruin all of them moving forward. I don't think this ruins
Those are my people. Those are my people.
I know they are.
Yeah.
I know they are.
No, not people. Not. I'm not talking Steve haters. I'm talking passionate weather people that want accurate weather forecast.
They just want the
Those
facts.
are my people.
They just want
those
weather warriors that want the facts.
The weather warriors. Yeah, they just want accuracy. That's it.
That's it. Again,
it's a very low bar to please us.
A very important part of this. I think the biggest takeaway I have is moving forward. It's
the only part. It's the only part of this. The weather.
The biggest takeaway for me is it's 0.1% moving forward. It's 0.1%.
Coley?
I'd go as far as to slap a 50-50 on every game 3. On every game 3.
Oh, game 3.
It's
Okay.
My sources,
I thought you
not
said
every game.
From now on out,
one
it's
can listen
50% chance will rain for every single game the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think for all game 3s, it's just like what my sources are telling me is this. But we live in a very fast-pacing world. Different team could get involved. Different fronts could move in. So I'm hearing 50-50.
Yeah. I would say what saved you, Steve, from like real damnation was the fact that Garrett Crochet was able to come back out. Like I said, that was my first thought, was if this delay cost the Red Sox Garrett Crochet moving forward for this game, whew, man, I don't even know what would have happened to you, but it would have been real bad.
Let's go a little wider there. That's an early 4-0 lead. Crochet comes out of the game. Someone else comes in, gives up a couple bombs. Then they blow that. Now the vibes on this show, not only would they be bad because then that's whatever, 5 straight series finales losses, 6 straight, whatever. Like that's already going to make it terrible. It's going to be the weather fiasco on top of that. This would have been a nightmare if Crochet only went like an inning and a third. They lose the game. They lose the finale. And then you go to play the Rockies where we're like, well, they're going to get swept by the Rockies. It would have been bad.
And then their bullpen's cooked.
Imagine if someone slipped.
Oh, God, I wouldn't go there.
Like what happened with Pedro and the Mets.
I didn't even factor that in. Yeah, if the rain caused an injury, I think I would have had to give it up. I think that's like Jake's segment now. If somebody got hurt because of the water,
you were dangerously close to losing weather for like a month,
and I knew that too. I knew what was on the line. This wasn't just like jokes. Like this, people at home being like, "Oh, it's all funny." This is not funny. Like, this is very serious. What we're talking about here is very serious. This isn't like, oh, the little, little bit. This ain't a bit. Like, we got to get that. We have to get this right.
I wasn't going to say this on the air. I wasn't going to say this on the air. I was actually going to like tell you off the air because, I mean, it's a private thing. But
that
like,
I'm off the show for this.
When that tarp came out, my phone rang immediately, and it was Billy's Gummy Bears. And they were like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck am I looking at? This is fucking bullshit. Yeah. If Garrett Crochet isn't back on that fucking mound, I want Steve's head on a fucking stick. And I was like, whoa. Like, I didn't endorse the weather look ahead. I tried to fight for you. But Billy's Gummy Bears was this close to withdrawing their sponsorship.
Oh my God.
They almost pulled the sponsorship for the whole fucking segment.
It's a ridiculous number. Can we even say it on air?
Oh my God, it's $750K a show.
Yeah, right. And then we were already starting to talk, $1 million a show, and we lose all leverage if we're fucking up the segment. Like, it goes right down to zero. Yeah. We can't have that. That's how we can afford to pay Jake.
Right.
Mr. Bears is a tough man, but he's a fair man.
Well, the older he gets, I don't know how fair he's being. I mean,
but this was the right time to make that call.
Where it's
Jared,
like,
the right time to make that call.
Jared, you know how he treats us. We don't get this 70-page legal document.
Right.
It's a one sheet.
It's a handshake.
It says you tell the weather. Yep. We give you the
literally,
That's
literally
That's all it says.
That's all it says.
Yeah.
Mr. Bears signs over there. We sign over there. It's super simple. He could easily have hundreds and thousands of legalese sprinkled throughout a contract. He doesn't do that. He's a good guy. He doesn't ask for much.
No, he doesn't.
But when you fuck up, you
don't want to be on the other end of that.
No, there is a line at the end of that. I do remember reading it. It's like, make sure you do nothing unbecoming. We're not going to stand for that. And the fact that happens today, that call was inevitable, Jared. I hate that you had to get it.
Yeah.
Like, I should be getting that call.
That's why I was mad.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why call me? Why not call Steve?
But it's again, like, head of the table. Like, that's kind of how it goes. But that's part of being that guy. It just sucks that you had to go through it.
Yeah.
He knew if he called Steve, it would have been the end of this relationship. He needed to get to a buffer. He needed
the middleman, or else it would have been.
Yeah. He didn't want to go there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if he had called Steve, like, some words that you can't take back would have been spoken.
Yeah. And I think they record all their calls too. So, like, that would have been forever.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm glad we avoided that, though.
Yes.
For now.
Weather moves on. So, again.
Yeah. The threat is always looming with Mr. Bears.
It just shows up on your phone as Mr. Bears. You're like, oh fuck. This is not good. Honey,
no,
I know
Mr.
this is going to be at least 20 minutes. Just give me some time. I'll handle this.
Just to Steve's credit, we've never got that call before.
No,
because you never want to get that call. Like, you don't want it to get to that point.
No.
Oh God, no. Oh
no. At the company Christmas party, I have seen him put his hand on Steve's shoulder a little tight sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, listen, and it felt like a fair enough warning. You know what I mean? It wasn't as much assault as much as it was a stern
100%.
talk.
And
it was one of those like I'm threatening you with a smile type things, like the hand on the shoulder, being like, "We're gonna get that weather right every time, right, Steve? Right, right?
Yeah, a lot of witnesses, a lot of people around,
and thank God we're 5 months out from that party. So like from now until then, there's a lot of time to smooth things out here.
Well, I think for real, this year we have to do the
Exhibit
Section 10 Christmas party for all religions and atheists.
Yeah, Exhibit. He's been talking. He called you, right, about hosting
Exhibit. Well, we had a falling out. It's been happening with a lot of people recently, but Exhibit and we had a falling out over. He asked me my opinion on MLB The Show, and we didn't see eye to eye on it, so we haven't spoken since.
Okay. Again, still some time to figure that out. We got like 4 or 5 months. I think you can get there.
Yeah, I think so. Where would we have an event like that?
At a place that can hold a lot of people. I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah. I'm thinking
probably indoors.
Roller World in Saugus.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine if we had like a rollerblading Christmas party.
Be pretty good. Be a lot of injuries. That'd be pretty damn good. Tea on skates. I don't know
They
about
serve
that.
alcohol.
Well, we go ice skating.
Yeah.
Too dangerous. We want like a little danger, not like,
I fear they're equally dangerous at a certain age.
I'm learning a lot about liability as we plan this cruise. So
Red Sox win a
cruise sounds like it's going to be happening. Like, I don't want to set the bar too high with the folks, but it sounds like this cruise is going down. Boats and hoes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying. I do fear you're forgetting. Like, I think every time you just say cruise, people, their expectations are going to be too high.
What do you mean?
They think cruise.
Yeah, cruise. Like, you're talking like a harbor cruise, like a one night type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going, like, I think that in the future, it would be cool if we did a cruise to the Dominican Republic and like built a church with Pedro and then came back.
Right.
This is a harbor cruise. Yeah. Like, I'm sleeping in my own bed that night.
Yeah.
Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats like strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. I usually put out my picks Monday to Friday. Sometimes I have a busy morning. I can't get to it, but most mornings I do. Most mornings I hit winners as well. I am brilliant as it pertains to my pick'ems with the Underdog Fantasy app, and you can be too. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. So the Red Sox not only swept the Washington Nationals, they effectively got their entire front office fired immediately after the game. So now that we have moved our focus from Steve, I think it's only appropriate that we shift it over to Coley. I don't know how much you can say about this. Have you not have you? When did the conversations start with the Washington Nationals? How much can you share with us? I know it's probably not a sensitive subject, but it's not something that you could probably talk about yet as the conversations are ongoing.
I mean, I'll just say it like this. It's very interesting. We're playing the Nationals and the Rockies back to back. And each team has noticed that as well. So there's pressure. There's pressure on both to get something done because I'm a free agent. You know what I mean? I have no prior commitments anywhere. I'm just trying to get to work, trying to do a good job somewhere.
I think what's super interesting about this whole thing is that the Nationals fired their general manager and their manager while the Red Sox were in town. And it's a week away from the draft in which they have the first overall pick in. And this is also the team that selected James Wood at the advisory of Coley Mick.
Traded for.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. He was
Soto.
he was in the Soto deal?
Yeah, John Soto.
Okay, yeah. You're right. That's my mistake. The best. I mean, that's crazy to get fired after making that trade. Mackenzie Gore. Is he behind Crochet in strikeouts right now?
Probably after today, yeah. Yeah, because Crochet was the first at 150 this year.
Yeah. Hell of a trade to get fired after.
They got Abrams, they got Hassel, and they got fucking Jarlin Susana, one of like the top pitching prospects in the minors. At least coming into this year, I haven't tracked what he's done this year, but that's one of the all-time heists, like all-time.
Yeah. Either way, it seems like a fit. How interested are
Sure.
you in the position, or are you kind of just do you see the Nats as a fit? Because obviously they probably see you as a fit. Like, is it a two-way street here?
I'm very high on the Nats, not even just because of like the fleecing they did to the Padres, and like they won a World Series more recently than we have somehow. Like they've never been afraid to spend either. Like they did try to extend Soto to like a record deal, and he rightfully turned it down and got like almost double what they paid. They paid Scherzer. They rightfully didn't pay Rendon. Like they've tried to be in the mix on other guys. They're just the Nationals. I think they need a bit more pizzazz with their branding. I don't think people want to go play for like the fucking Pharmacy W that they have on their app.
Yeah.
They have great alternates. Like, well, we'd be going City Connects full time. That'd be one of my first installations, both because they have two strong ones.
That was kind of going to
So I
be
think we're doing
that
that.
was going to be my comment. Is I remember when the Mets hired Omar Minaya and Pedro signed there because he's like, well, he's Dominican. I feel like cool players would sign with the Nats because they'd be like, oh, Coley's cool, so like I want to go there. Like he made the Nats like the cool team.
It would have to be part of it, yeah, because I don't know. Like there are beautiful areas down there that we can get to live in. I don't know. Virginia's they're a Commonwealth, so I assume they tax hard. But we're getting it done. We're getting it figured out. James Woods be, I think, my first like extension. Like what's the most amount of money I'm legally allowed to pay a person? That's what you're getting.
All right. I mean, it's a good pitch.
And Abrams is probably out of there.
Well, I mean, I think he just needs a stern talking to. He just needs to see the vision.
I feel like they had to have tried that last year. We were in Kansas City.
Did you
when that
try
happened, weren't we? No, but you know, I still think he has enough upside too in the trade market, so that's where that falls into place. First pick with a week heads up would be so I'd try and trade it, and that's not even a thing you can do.
No, but I mean, there's enough talent there with the number 1 overall pick where I feel like,
Oh, I know what I would do.
yeah, you would get praised if there's probably like 3 guys that if you went there, like.
I mean, I think the easy pick is Ethan Holiday, just because people trust the Holiday
Brand.
lineage. I would. Yeah, their branding is strong. And I don't even know, I'm not going to say that's necessarily the wrong pick, but it might not be the pick whoever is making that pick ends up making. I would for sure take Seth Hernandez. I'm that high on Seth Hernandez that he would be like when I look at what Skeens is doing right now, and I'm not saying they're the same at all, but that's what I'm aiming for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has the tools to be a frontline starter like that. Just don't tinker too much. Like don't try and make them. I think that's one of the problems with minor league pitching across the board. Is like they just let the guy go pitch. Like some of these guys are that talented.
So I can't remember if I asked them on the air or off the air, but we did talk about that. Like I asked him about, would it surprise you at all if you went 1-1? And because I didn't realize at the time that Holiday was just like this universal, like across the board, everyone had him as the 1-1. But I don't think he would be shocked at all if a team was like, yeah, I'd rather have the pitcher than the position player. Like, it's more like that's the question that you're asking. Do I want the top pitcher or the top position player?
I mean, when you talked to him, I saw that he was comped to a former 1-1 or 1-2 in Josh Beckett.
He was a 1-2, I believe. I think Hamilton was 1.
I thought he went over Hamilton.
I thought Hamilton was the 1-1. Beckett was 2?
Maybe. They were the top two. Were in agreement there.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think Hamilton was the 1-1.
99. Yeah, Hamilton was 1.
Yeah. Before we get into our talk about the Nats series, I did want to address something because I feel like people think that I accept zero criticism. It's mostly I accept 1% criticism. The rest is nonsense, but I do accept 1% criticism. There was a lot of criticism for our last episode being too negative after a series win, and I acknowledge that it was negative. But I think what people may not realize is that I think people don't realize how much a loss in the series finale impacts the episode. Like, they could win a series, but if you lose the game and you play like dog shit, and like, it's not even like they won like they lost a competitive game. Like, they looked very bad in that last one. And it's not so much that we're overreacting to one game so much as it is when you're covering this team on a daily basis and you're watching all 162 and doing a show after every single series for 3 hours after every single series. And this, I guess, trend of being a 500 ball club continues for 3.5 years. Of course, it's going to wear on your patience and the quality of play. When it is subpar, you eventually just get fucking sick of it. So like, yeah, they won a series, but like, it's kind of hard to just be like, well, they won the series. Well, they still had a losing record at the time. Like, big picture, coming off that, how bad of a loss that was, and then looking at the bigger picture, it's like, yeah, we wake up to, are they going to trade Alex Bregman reports, and then they look like shit? Like, I don't know how you can look past that in the snapshot of when it was taking place. How you can be like, well, they won 2 out of 3. I feel like you guys know us. The audience knows us. We are not looking for reasons to bash the team. There are plenty of shows, podcasts, radio shows that they are looking for reasons to bash the team. By now, you would probably recognize like we are not looking for a reason to be negative. So if we are, I feel like it's probably for a justifiable reason, but fine. Like it, I feel like we're going to be very positive on this one. They're back over 500. They just swept the Nationals. They're in a great spot now. They get the Rockies next. There's plenty of, beyond just the wins, it's the quality of the wins. It's the players that have stood out in these 3 wins. The Clark's Catch-Up Series MVP conversation is going to be very interesting. The starting pitching, there's multiple guys. Crochet we know is great, but the Giolito and Bueller conversations are going to be super positive. So just hang with us is all I'm saying. If there's a dip in positivity, it's probably for a good reason. But that being said, how do we feel about the position that they're in right now? I know we don't do a ton of standings talk.
Feels relevant after
in the first half. We sink our teeth into that more so in the second half. But 6.5 back of the Toronto Blue Jays, 3.5 back of the Yankees and the Rays, which is wild. And there are currently no teams that you have to leapfrog to get to that third wildcard spot. You just have to bump the Mariners. I don't know, man. I feel like the Red Sox are in a position, not one that I would have expected them to be in. Like, I'm not going to go back on how I talked about them in spring training. We were talking division. We were talking like, this team could be a top 2, top 3 team in the American League and a potential division winner, given how like Garrett Cole was done for the year and the players that the Yankees brought in to replace the loss of Juan Soto. I just didn't buy it. So far, I mean, I feel like I've been like kind of right about that. It's just I didn't see the Rays being this good, and I don't think anyone saw the Blue Jays in the surge that they've been on. Like no one predicted that. So how do we feel about where the Red Sox are at after this series finale against the Washington Nationals?
Feel pretty good, honestly. I never want to use the opponent as a reason to not get excited. Like, you sweep anybody in the bigs, I'm going to be excited about that. The Nationals did have a lot of players that probably shouldn't even be in the majors. You're seeing at-bats that are pretty uncompetitive. I thought Lou summed it up well in the finale, that they just weren't really showing a lot of effort. And that's actually the exact series that you then fire your GM and your manager. It kind of felt like the perfect time to fire those guys. And they had been there for longer than I thought. I think Rizzo was since 2013. And why the hell am I blanking on the manager? God.
I always want to call him Davey Johnson. I think it's Davey Martinez.
Yeah, so he was there for the World Series too. So it's not like these are, when you have a bad team like this, a lot of times it's like you're just rotating all these managers and GMs in and out. These guys have been there for a little bit. So to put them in that position and kind of put the nail in the coffin there on their careers with the Nationals means you must have done something right. I like the vibes right now. I think you have the Rockies coming up. You can do some damage there at home. That team is on a historically bad run, as everybody is well aware of it at this point. I like how they won the games. It wasn't just like, okay, we're hanging around and depending on one big swing to get these wins. The fact that they made it really comfy, and I'll just, selfishly being at that game on Friday, it was nice for the last 5 innings that they didn't really matter, and got to talk to a lot of people that listen to this show and not really feel like I was missing anything. That was good. And then to do it again on Saturday is great too. Like, people, we talk about 162 guys, girls, and gays. People have plans on the weekend, and you still want to watch the game and know what's going on with the game. But the Red Sox, they cared about your plans this weekend. They let you know early on, we're winning these games. Like, this is going to be a sweep. Obviously, the finale was a little bit strange and kind of felt like it was closer than it needed to be. But no, overall, there's a lot to be happy about.
Well, that was your fault.
That's on me. So without me saying the weather thing, I think they probably win today like 9-1, probably. It's like the
right. There's more prepared.
It'll be the same as the first 2 games. But no, the biggest takeaway, Jerry, is that there's a lot to be happy about. I don't care that the Nationals suck. It still counts as a sweep. And the way they won the games is something that can carry over into future games.
So the Nationals were coming off, taking 2 or 3 off the Tigers. I believe they were 7-6 their previous 13. They were playing better baseball than you coming into this series. So I also view it as like, are they like the best team in the world? No. But good teams take care of bad teams. And that's not something we've been able to say about the Boston Red Sox all year. When was their last sweep?
Yankees,
I know you brought it up.
Yankees was the
early.
last one. But
the Yankees, they don't count.
Really,
they stink.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they,
Yankees suck, but like
the Cardinals?
It was the Cardinals, the Yankees, and
Yeah,
now
the
this
Cardinals
is the
before
third
that.
sweep of the year.
Yeah, like last year we went into the Rockies series after the All-Star break being like, this is an easy sweep. Yeah, we just lost to the Dodgers, but like no team's an easy sweep at this level. Now you miss Mackenzie Gore. I still think like there were a couple of negatives is too strong of a word, but there were things that I saw that were like, yeah, this worked because it was the Nationals. Like this starting pitcher got by because it was the Nationals. He didn't look particularly sharp if this were a real opponent. Like stuff like that did still happen. But when the whole team, like there were errors that were grievous that would be costly in other series, but they were able to build enough of a lead. It was nice that they didn't have to grind it out. Like I still would like to see some close wins, not against bad teams, but they still haven't proven to this point of the season that's something that they're super capable of. But yeah, what is this? 5 of their last 6. The Pumpkins curse is long lifted. Like that's not on him anymore. They've been dominating, but they have to keep riding this. And it sounds like, I don't know, Cora was feeling good. He was teasing Bregman coming back. I expect to see him like tomorrow, the way he was talking about it. And then Yoshida also, like I don't really know what they're going to do with this. Like the can has been kicked, correct? Like you've kicked the shit out of this can. I'm glad you feel better, Jared. That was a tough one.
Yeah, allergies.
But yeah, no, it's that time of the year. Craig, you've kicked the can, my friend. I don't know how much longer this road is, but You have 2 more players coming, so I don't like there are only so many Nate Eatons you can send down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jake, how you feeling about the Sox, brother?
I fucking love these guys,
Yeah,
dude.
too.
Just playing good
Oh,
ball.
they're playing great ball right now. They're playing great
I
ball.
mean, the guy the Nationals threw today was not a real pitcher.
Yeah,
Like that wasn't a guy.
Thank the fucking Lord he was not in the probable pitchers. He was not in the
Oh
stop and
god,
shop
yeah,
like
he would have
ahead.
perfecto.
Yeah, he would have fucking sliced and diced. His name is Shinosuke Ogasawara.
Okasawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic. Shinosuke
Yeah.
Ogasawara. Yeah, that guy's filthy.
Ogasawara.
Whatever the hell.
He's Italian. He's Italian.
Shinosuke Badaboopy. Hey. Got a filthy sweeper or some shit. Woo.
Yeah, he's from Sicily.
Hey.
Yeah. Throws that backdoor curveball. Oh!
Oh.
Oh, up your mother's ass. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah. I thank God.
You're not a real guy.
Yeah, no,
I'm not a guy.
even Nats fans were tweeting me being like, you know, he don't celebrate winning today. Like this guy sucks. And I was like, well, we're gonna because we swept, but like I get your point.
I just
I
wanted
get
to
your point.
add
We're
something
happy
real
about it.
quick here. James Wood,
Yeah.
if my calculations are correct, went 1 for 10 in this series. So I would like to do where Steve was wrong. I wanted them to walk James Wood every at bat. He was coming off a 5 for 5 against those Tigers that Coley was talking about on Thursday, and he was really a non-factor in this series. And even had a ball in left field that I'm like, how the hell did he not catch that? I was looking up his fielding stats. Actually, not that bad in the field, pretty average overall. But that just looked like a lack of effort, too. So, yeah, Wood really didn't do much of anything in this one. And I think, what was it, bases-loaded strikeout by Crochet today? He was a non-factor, which I really couldn't believe.
Yeah. The one hit was like one I thought, who's at second then? Romy?
Yeah.
Should have got. Like it made me think like we haven't had even average second base play even without Campbell. Like that was his one hit.
He is. I get the appeal, and I know Coley's known that for a long time. That was pretty cool seeing that tweet from 2021. 2021 feels like 30 years ago, by the way. Like that's seeing that year next to the tweet. I was like, well, that was when you were in like high school. But no, even him coming to the plate, he's got a presence, dude. He is tall as fuck. I didn't know he was like that big. Like I knew he was kind of big, but he just walks in like dun 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 dun. Like it is ridiculous when James Wood comes up. You don't even have to know baseball to know like that guy's good. I can promise you that he does some really good things with the bat. But no, I was impressed with the Sox. They really prevented him from going off or doing much of anything.
I think the one thing, because early in the season it wasn't just us. Most people were mad at Andrew Bailey, mad at the hitting coach, like at Fauci. Like people were just Cora, obviously. Like people were like, "What the? We're gonna blame somebody. Someone's gonna get fired." I think the biggest difference with, especially the starters, they're not trying to pitch around anyone anymore. Like they are attacking hitters. Even Giolito is like, "Yeah, sometimes it's gonna be 90 through, but it's at you. I'm not trying to paint. I'm not trying to be extra fancy. Like every single one of these guys, him, Bayo, Les Bueller, Crochet, like are attacking with the first pitch. I noticed it with Alcala too. It's like he's getting ahead in these counts. Like that has been super effective for us. Like there's no need to be fucking around. Throw strikes. Like the people at best hit 300. Throw fucking strikes. Like most of the time it's going to work out.
One of the more stunning parts of the series, Walker Buehler, 0 walks. I didn't know if that was legal. 5 innings, 0 walks for Walker Buehler. That was great.
Let's start with game one. Lucas Giolito. And I talked to him. I would love to get him back on the pod because he can obviously explain it better than I can. But the idea that he has found something tangible. The way that I worded it to him, he was like, I don't know what that means, but hell yeah. I forget how I worded it, but I was trying to say something to the effect of like, you're not getting lucky. This stretch of games that he's been on where he's pitched very well, it's tangible. Like you've discovered something and you've been able to repeat it, and that is why you've been successful. It hasn't just been like, oh, like look at the teams that he's faced. All the teams that he's faced on this stretch, besides his most recent outing against the Nationals, we're talking playoff teams. Like we're talking teams that you need to be better than to get into the playoffs. The Rays, the Mariners, the Giants, the Blue Jays, and then that brings you to the start against the Nats. But this has now been a 5-start stretch where the Red Sox are 4-1, 32 and 2/3 innings, and it's an 0.83 ERA.
Crazy.
0.83. 31 strikeouts and 32 and 2/3 innings. Only 3 earned runs. Yeah, that's. I know the FIP is 291 T. So maybe he's gotten a little lucky T.
It was like, oh, that's a high FIP.
0.83 ERA. Well, it's a 291 FIP, so maybe he's gotten a little lucky with the BABIP and the VORP and the blah blah blah. But I mean, like it's an 0.83 ERA.
He has gotten lucky with the blah blah blah. Like that, you can't.
Yeah, he has. He has. Yeah.
Okay.
Who wouldn't take a 291 FIP though?
Yeah,
like that's on the season. He's at like what 3.8 FIP. Like it's
3.86 FIP.
3.86. Yeah, like I'll take that from him. Like, do I believe he's an 0.83 pitcher? No one in the world believes he's an 0.83 pitcher, but he's having that kind of a stretch right now. When it gets worse over the season, we've seen it's like a 3 ERA, which we'll all fucking take. I'll take a 4 ERA from Giolito. Like that's great. Sick.
Honestly,
Thank you.
The biggest thing that steps out to me so far, at least in this stretch with Giolito, is that there's only one blow-up start in the last 8. He's had 8 straight starts now. You take 1 out as 7 earned, but even including those stats where he got lit up by the Angels, he's still got a 2.15 in the last 8 starts, and that was with 7 earned and an inning and 2/3 against Anaheim. So he's been huge. He's honestly, I never expected that this was going to happen. I think early in the season, and we've talked about this, like he was a guy that we were already thinking it was going to be Phantom IL or find a reason to not have him pitch. And now I get excited for Lucas Giolito starts. And this isn't jumping ahead or anything, but it's like you see him in the finale coming up against the Rockies. And it's like, that's the guy you want on the bump in a potential, hopefully not a rubber match, but in a potential series sweep opportunity. You would want Lucas Giolito out there. 0.83 in 5 starts is like, no one's doing that. Like Crochet's not doing that. And Giolito's going out there and making it look easy. He also, when you're at the games, it's great because you can go to the bathroom more often. You can take some breathers. Like he's just cruising. Everything is smooth. He's a chill dude. It's not these highs and lows.
He's a bathroom pitcher. Yeah, I gotcha.
He gives you time to get your peas off, which is really, really good. And even on that, game 1 on July 4th, you don't really notice. Like you almost don't realize when he's out there. That's how smooth the innings are and how quick some of these innings are. It's like, oh, they're up again. This is awesome. That's huge for the lineup. You just get that momentum going. And you saw it in game 1. They were able to put up big runs early in the game.
7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned, walk 3, whatever. Punched out 7. But this was still, what was the pitch count? Did he break 100? 108. 108 pitches.
Yeah.
He had to. Yeah, he went deep.
108 pitches.
What?
What?
When did that stretch you talked about start, Steve?
That goes back to May 24th.
Okay, so May 17th, I tweeted Lucas Giolito more like puke ass poo poo pee poo.
I think Corey said that
since
too,
then, he's been. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I'm glad the numbers support it. Since I said that, he's been like a number 2.5. Like, I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's now said it publicly, but the
puke ass.
I was poop ass poo poo pee poo.
He has said it publicly, but he also said it when we were in the dugout that day. Because
players' nickname weekend, he's got poo poo pee poo.
There was this was like when the trade rumors were happening with Giolito, and he was not like, yeah, man, like get me out of here so I can get to a better situation. He's like, I want to win games here. Like I want to help this team win. So
I did like that.
Yeah, like very rarely. I mean, especially because he owes this organization nothing, like he's not drafted, traded, whatever. He signed here as a free agent and was pretty much paid to rehab. He got hurt after he got paid.
Yeah,
but
he probably feels like he does.
Pitch it all last year.
The injury came after.
Yeah, maybe. maybe that's fair. But it's just nice to hear, like, no, like I do not want to get traded to a better team. I want to help this team win. And on the run that he's been on, he's done nothing but help the Red Sox win. They're 4-1 over his last 5.
Real quick,
So
on Giolito here, I think I caught this story where it was like the second mention of the story on the broadcast, and I didn't hear it the first time. Does he face the opposing lineup the night before in MLB The Show?
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, he's been doing that his whole career.
I did not know that. I feel like I'm late to the party in finding out that fact, but that is really cool. And I feel like if we were big leaguers, we would do stuff like that. Like that's something that we would do, and the player would say, like, "That's stupid. Don't do that." The fact that like a real big league pitcher does that, I think, is kind of hilarious and cool.
I mean, it is a simulation, unless he's like playing it on rookie and just
just firing himself
like,
up by like throwing
like,
perfect games the night before every time. I wouldn't blame him.
But that's like that. That's the number one follow-up question. It's like, are you always shoving? Because if that's the case, that's an entirely futile exercise. Like, have you ever gotten rocked the night before? And have you done better against the real world version of a team? Like, I have so many follow-up questions to that.
It was just cool to hear, though. That's got to be so awesome playing as yourself in the video game.
No, definitely.
That's a feeling I'm sure you can't really duplicate.
Yeah. Well, we can ask him. Jake, book Lucas Giolito for me, please. This
big puke. What's going on?
This is the start of a big weekend for Ceddanne Rafaela. RBI double for him. Jaron Duran had an RBI knock in this one. Willier walked to the bases loaded. TS10 had a 2-run knock in this one. Marcelo Meyer got in the action with an RBI knock in this. Jaron Duran with a 2-run double in this one. I believe was that the one where he got thrown out trying to go to third?
I don't think so.
Am I making that?
Did he?
No, just a double?
No, I think that was just a double. Double.
Okay, Toro drove in a run in this one. And then TS10 with a 2-run bomb to conclude the beatdown of the Nats on the 4th of July. Yeah, they were hot after that White House visit. Did you went there, obviously, Steve, right? You're big MAGA.
Yeah, that was the first thing I did. I made sure that I had the hat ready to go and, shook his hand. But we know each other. This isn't like the first time I've met him or anything. On a serious...
Yeah.
The MAGA ice cream hat.
Yeah.
He did tweet that at me. I'm like, what do you want me to do with this? I'm not going to retweet this.
I hate
this
it.
This is my thing. Thank you. I got to buy one of these. Realistically, though, not goofing here. What was y'all's reaction when you saw them at the White House? Because my brain just did a dumb thing where I'm like, oh, yeah, Sox are in town. It's an off day. Obviously, you go to the White House. And I was like, the Boston Red Sox are what the fuck are they doing there? They don't deserve to be there. What is this? And it's some guys that weren't even on the team, I don't think, last year. It's like, what's happening right now? Kind of bizarre at face value that they did that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure that other teams have done that. Maybe it just doesn't get filmed.
I guess. But that's the number one thing to film.
It's people who win champions.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if
they tweeted it out, it wasn't like the team tweeted it out. They did.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, I was confused at first, and then I saw Red Sox Twitter melting down.
Oh yeah,
and
wasn't that crazy?
I'm the farthest from a I don't care. I'm not a political person at all, and I kind of just took my own advice from when Tristan Casas was talking before the season, and I was like, you don't have to have an opinion on everything. Like I don't feel the need to chime in here. So I'm going to sit this one out. You guys can discuss amongst yourselves. I personally don't care about this enough to have an opinion or a comment. So I just went about my day. That was it.
I think like Connor Wong shaking Donald Trump's hand makes a lot of sense in my mind. And I mean that as like derogatorily as possible.
So interesting.
Like they couldn't have picked a worse day to be there. Could not have drawn up a worse day.
I'm so ignorant. I have no idea the correlation. No clue.
It's good to
know, right? Because it doesn't affect you. And I'm not saying that as a negative, but it genuinely doesn't affect you. It probably doesn't affect anyone sitting here, but it does affect millions of people. So it was I haven't seen a team with like less of an understanding of the city they play for. Like that's an all-time, like, I don't know where I play.
What?
It's not the New England Red Sox. It is the Boston Red
What's the
Sox.
significance?
Boston's like the bluest city in the world.
They don't
Like
even,
that's
like,
a
show the
crazy,
results of the
crazy
voting.
move.
They're like, you know what color it is. Let's move on.
Right. Yeah, like that's it's the first one that goes final. Like when they're like, we've closed the East Coast, Boston's blue, and they just move on. Like I understand the rest of the country, and I'm not like me and Jared have talked about this a bunch. Like plenty of baseball players, I would argue the majority are Republican. Like that, they're voting. They're voting in self-interest.
These are all multimillionaires from Texas, Florida, and Georgia for the most part. Like
Cuba.
Yeah, that was like, kind of like the first.
It's not a white thing either. Like it's not like Willier was right there, a big smile on his face. Like it's not a race thing at all. It is definitely an economics thing.
No, for sure. Yeah, that's why, when I see people freaking out about it, I'm like, someone that I'm friends with posted that they are now, I won't even like reveal I'm now a fan of this team, and put on like a different hat. I'm like, you do not have a fundamental understanding of how the players in this league vote. If you think if you're done with the Red Sox over that trip and you're moving on to a different team, boy, do I got some news for you. Like the less I know about people, the better. I don't care to know more about people. Like we know too much about each other.
I thought it was interesting. Like if this had been a different sitting president, there would have been a lot of stick to sports tweets to the team, and there were none of those.
But the team didn't. I mean, these were just like reporters that posted.
Yeah,
right?
the team
like,
didn't
the team
post
posted it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like I'm saying there would be people having takes on radio shows and across the country, ESPN, that'd be like, stick to sports. You didn't win shit. You shouldn't be there. Instead, it was a celebrated trip. I find that juxtaposition quite interesting.
Was just bizarre, honestly. And the White House element of it, like, I think this is where it's tough because I'm not like really political at all. And people always love leading with that. Actually, no, obviously you guys know what hat I was wearing. But no, I don't really like getting into that. I don't like getting into that much because it's just not a fun discussion ever. But I've always loved the White House. I think the White House is like the coolest thing ever.
Sure.
And seeing the photos when the Sox were there in 2018, it's just badass. And then being there.
Why were they there?
Exactly. But I'm just saying, like, when you get that inside look, yeah, of course, you should win the championship to be able to do all of that. But even with the family this past week, going to visit the White House, not inside, obviously, going outside, taking the photos, it does suck that, like, I didn't even want to, like, post the White House because then you just think that is you're standing on a certain side if you're just doing that. I just like the building. I think it's, like, a cool-ass building, and what it represents
super
like
important
so
building.
much more than any of what your beliefs are. It's just like this is the center of our entire country, and it's like it's summed up in a building that's been there forever. That so much history has happened in, and yet even just like posting a picture of the outside of it is like, whoa, brother, like slow it down. So them being at the White House,
they went in 19, right?
Yeah, he was.
He was president then, so it really. It wasn't as much that because I'm sure people were pissed they went in 19. I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember how people felt. But when you're the champion, that's just like part of it. I don't know when it became like the Disney World thing. Like I know when that happened. I know that was a market. I don't know when the White House trip became like a thing.
Yeah, I would like to know how.
I have no idea.
That goes, but either, yeah.
But like teams have got like Clemson was there with like their feet on the couch, like eating McDonald's, having a grand old time. Like plenty of people, champions have gone. They are not champions. Like I was so pumped to see like Crochet at the zoo. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what you do. Like it definitely feels like they were invited there. And Boston nationally already has a reputation where a below 500 Red Sox team strolling into the White House they had to sweep. They had no choice
for them actually winning all the games. But it just seems like it would have made a lot more sense if they just like visited the White House and got like an exclusive tour of the White House. Like just that element of them going through the line and shaking Trump's hand. It's so you won the championship coded. Like you need to win the title to do that and forget whatever your thoughts are on Trump.
Crazy.
Like, you just need to win the title to shake the president's hand and have people film it. That's just what you need to do. So the fact that they didn't, and not only did they not win the championship, they didn't even sniff it. They were so far from winning the title. And it's like some of the guys that are shaking his hand. I love when he had that moment with Bernardino. I'm like, you don't know who the hell Bernardino is. What are you talking about?
He's like,
My guy. Oh, they overuse you. They They gotta give you some more days off, my man.
He's like, I'm a lefty. Bring it in.
Bernie. But yeah, the whole thing was just kind of bizarre. But again, the concept of the White House, I will always think is cool, regardless of who's in there. And it is kind of a shame that you can't just like do that and post photos there without it having to, come with a stance.
Yeah.
If it were like Massa by himself, it would have been the funniest.
I think
everyone would have got angry.
Yeah.
If it was just Massa.
And him just with the camera taking photos of everything, that would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he didn't want to meet the president. The president wanted to meet him.
Yeah. He's
right. Trump tweets it out. He's just like, I've met the councilman from South Korea. Everyone's like, not even close. Like,
No.
He's the most interesting man in the world. I think Masataka Yoshida, anytime there's a video of him or a photo of him, I am so entertained by anything he does. His movements are unlike anyone else. It is riveting. Shout out to everyone in Worcester, by the way, who have just been doing a great job at documenting all the stuff that's gone on there with the Woo Sox this year. Seeing Masataka Yoshida do anything with the first baseman's mitt is incredible and super entertaining. And I honestly want more.
I just wish he played for the Red Sox.
It would be cool if he was on the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a day or something?
He will.
I don't know.
Okay.
Red Sox win 11-2.
Mm-hmm.
Next game. This was the Walker Buehler. Please don't fuck this up. Don't fuck. Because I think Coley made the point last episode about how, yeah, it's cool when they blow teams' doors off, but when you just lose the next day or you don't keep the momentum going, like there's not a whole lot to tell about that. I want to say it was after, it might have been this game because they scored 10 runs again, but TC said on the post-game show that, they have 14 or something, 10 or more 1-run wins, and they're like undefeated in them. And if you take out all of them, they're like 14 games under 500 or something like that. It's some crazy stat.
That just blew my mind. What?
It's when you take
Is it when they score double digits?
No. When you take out the games that they score 10 runs, they're like 14 games under 500 or something like that.
Right. When you take out the games that they score more runs than their opponent, they haven't won yet. So, like, you got to start factoring this stuff, man. It's a crazy season.
Well, it's more like they don't win unless they fucking put up monster numbers. Like, it's not common to score 10
right,
plus.
which isn't a sustainable way to.
That's not how teams make playoffs ever.
Right. No, but they did do it again in the middle game, but everyone was kind of focused more so on Walker Buehler, who wasn't bad. He didn't walk anyone.
Crazy.
I think that's probably the most important part for me. He went 5 innings. He did allow 8 hits. He allowed 3 runs. Only 2 of them were earned, but he didn't walk anyone. Yes, it's concerning that he only struck out 2 guys, but again, he didn't walk anyone, and he gave the Red Sox a chance to win the game. And boy, did they. They went out there. I mean, Romy Gonzalez, for as much shit as we gave him for
what she did,
trying to
that was the dumbest.
Go for 3.
It was mega dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb. Yeah. Don't try and get a triple out of a ball off the wall in left field. It's not something that you're ever gonna be on the succeeding end of. Yeah, Romy Gonzalez had an RBI double to get this going. Rob Refsnyder also had an RBI double. This is all in the first inning, so it's 2-0. Then in the third, you had Roman Anthony with it. By the way, Roman Anthony, he's kind of heating up.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what I wanted, though. So think back to when Roman Anthony got called up. When Roman Anthony got called up, everyone was like, "This is the savior. He's gotta do everything to get the Red Sox back on track." People absolutely thought that. I mean, when he was hitting 500-foot tanks in the minors and the Red Sox were losing baseball games, everyone was like, "Get Roman Anthony up here," which didn't make sense anyway because they were losing because their pitching sucked. The offense was fine at the time. But now I feel like Roman Anthony struggled a little bit offensively after getting called up. And the excitement was there when he first got called up. And then he just kind of became a part of the team. Like, he's here. He's going to play every day. That's cool. And the Devers trade and everyone kind of just like, I feel like attention just went in all these different directions. Like, Walker Buehler and Trevor Story being a big piece of what the Red Sox have got going on. So we weren't like as hyper-focused on Roman Anthony. While we kind of took our eyes off the prize, he's been fucking great. He's been driving in runs. He's been getting hits every night. The middle game, RBI knock in the third to make it 3-0. Then Jarren Duran, a 2-run triple in the third, made it 5-0. Again, the Nats were just trying to hand this one away. The error made it 6-0. Ceddanne Rafaela iced it. By the way, I'm going to try and find that audio. Will Fleming just ever so casually called yet another, like he was just like, I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm pretty sure I have it almost exactly. He goes, Ceddanne Rafaela going to take aim at the Washington Monument. Swinging a drive, this ball's like, it was the next pitch. The next pitch. Let me see.
That sounds like somebody else.
Let me see.
Swing a drive, that's gone. Red Sox.
Let me get this.
Anywho.
Anyway.
Fireworks.
Our country's birthday.
Think about him.
I want to get.
He said something that pissed me the fuck off this week.
Will did? Okay,
no.
here it is. I got it.
All right.
Got it.
I think Ceddanne is going to try to hit one to the Washington Monument right here.
Yeah. Man on first. Rafaela in the box. Left-hander Parker sets. Rafaela swings and he hits it high, deep to left, in the direction of the monument. It threatens it. A 2-run shot. And the Red Sox lead 8-0 in the third.
An act of terrorism to the monument.
The monument's been hit. Evacuate the area.
Air Force One has fled the nation.
Sir, there's a 5th plane. It's heading to the monument. See ya.
See you later.
Home run, Ceddanne.
Hey, he gets, I'm telling you, Will Fleming, the home run tingles are strong with him. He always has a pretty good feel. And he said he
I was listening live.
Like,
he didn't even take a victory lap.
That's a pro. It's a pro move right there.
Yeah.
But he always he'll say it in a way that isn't just like, oh, I bet he's going to hit a home run here. Like, he'll always have another, cool way to describe it. And then to not do the victory lap is way cooler than making it a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Swing and
trying to get a surprise guess right now.
Drive to deep left.
Smell you the fuck later, losers.
This Nationals team
suck a fat cock.
By golly, they are dog shit.
He hates when we do his voice. By the way,
we just do it every show now.
He's like, "Is that really what I sound like?" No, we're not the best.
Steve's is pretty close.
Pretty good, Will. What's up, Will?
Go ahead, do it.
By golly, that ball was shit on.
He's never said by golly.
I was doing a combo deal. That was an OB Will combo right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've never. He doesn't sound like Mr. Rogers. Yeah.
He doesn't. You don't get his like very excited voice because that's like a pitch that only he has. But his conversational like 99% voice is the same.
I know I mentioned this a lot, but when I'm doing notes for the show, I do always watch the recaps on YouTube, on the MLB YouTube, and it is just so funny. Going from even like a road broadcast or like OB to then Will, swing and drive. This one is way out of here. Like, his energy is just unmatched. I never think it's too much either. It always feels genuine, and you can tell if someone's just trying to turn the volume up just for the hell of it. He doesn't do that.
He likes the team. Lou likes the team. You know what I mean? It comes through in a different way. Lou said something, it was during one of these blowouts where they had stolen a bag the inning prior, and it was late. Like, it was over. It was like very much like, hey, we're just going through the motions until this is over. Don't want anyone getting hurt. They stole a bag, and then Cora immediately sent was it Eaton the next inning? He sent somebody, and Lou instantly was like, now here's why that happened. Because you're probably sitting at home thinking, why are we stealing second in a game that's already over? Well, that's a middle finger from Alex Cora saying, fuck you to Davey Martinez for trying to play this game out. And Lou breaks it down perfect. It was true inside baseball, game within the game. Super interesting. And he got met with, sure. That was the whole quote. I'm not even exaggerating. He dropped a sure bomb on him, and that was it. That ended the conversation. I texted the group. I was like, what is happening here? This is brutal.
Yeah, it is tough when it doesn't get, carried into the next layer of the conversation. It's like, well, that's it. All right. That's a good point.
But especially at that point of the game, it's like the only reason, people aren't even really watching anymore because it's over. Everyone knows it's over. Lou being like, no, something is brewing here. That's more to the Nationals didn't give a fuck because nothing came of that.
Well, especially with baseball, there's, of all the major sports, I feel like the game within the game is biggest in this game. There's so much little shit that happens from innings 1 to 9 that really has nothing to do with the score of the game. It's more other shit that's just going on that if you played, you would pick up on it. I get excited now. Again, we watch so many of these games. I love hearing stuff I haven't heard before or finding out something. I'd be like Tim Kirchin, I feel would have the same, reaction. It's just, this game's incredible. You learn something new every day. I want to find out shit in the broadcast that I didn't already know or try to at least then bring it to the show where it's that was a great point. Obviously lose full of them. But yeah, you just want that in the broadcast. And unfortunately you get it a lot more on the road calls than you do on this one.
Red Sox win 10-3. Also, Ceddanne Rafaela hit a home run in this one as well.
He's good.
He's very good. Also, Romy Gonzalez, 3 hits, 2 ribbies in this one. Couple runs scored.
Dude.
Romy, I mean, again, I know we absolutely crushed him the last time because he did a big dumb and it was a very costly dumb.
We didn't.
Yeah, we accurately described what happened.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't crush him because we even made the point then of saying, he's done so much, it feels weird. We're acknowledging that he fucked up. But of all the guys on the team, he's the last guy I'm looking to bury.
I guess, but we did kind of say that it cost him the game. Oh, geez, we got a dog situation going
that
on.
Was definitely a situation. Something just happened there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Red Sox win 10-3.
Real quick,
that brings
Trey,
us
real
to
quick,
yeah. No, go ahead.
Just
Go ahead.
With Romy, because what he's doing against lefties is insane. 393 and 1138 OPS, 15 RBIs in 28 games. He has just been. I know we talk about Ref Snyder a lot against the lefties, but Romy has been next level in that position, especially setting the tone early. And that makes Cora look great. We all know that Romy and Rob are great against lefties. But when you know it, when the opposing pitchers know it, when the opposing pitching coaches know it, and you still crush them, that deserves double credit. So he gets double blame for the double dumb in one play by going to third. You get double credit
no doubt
for smashing lefties when everyone in the building knows that you crush lefties.
You ever see this shirt, Steve?
What do we got? We got a what? We got to build them. When did you get that? I want that. Where is that a custom? Do they sell those?
No, you only get these if you build them.
Shouldn't we all have, no disrespect, shouldn't we all have one of those?
Maybe. I don't know.
I want one of those. That's incredible.
It says Section 10 on it too.
I know.
Right here. Section 10, build submarines. Section 10, build submarines, and the shirt says we got to build them.
So bad. That's one.
It's the best shirt. It's the best shirt. It's my favorite shirt.
I bet it feels good.
Yep.
I bet it's comfy.
Yeah, I love this shirt. I got it in more than one color too. I wore it on. I have a blue one too. I wore it on 4th of July.
That in black with the red colors, I would wear that every day.
Yeah, no, I probably have that too.
I got them all, man. Any color. I got literally every color. Yeah.
Should I ask build submarines people?
I would love to have one of those shirts. Yeah.
Oh man, I got so many.
I know you have a lot, but we have different shirt sizes, I believe. What are you?
I'm a large.
Okay. Yeah, and then it's tight on the muscles.
What are you?
I actually some shirts I do.
Well, I mean, like a large.
It shrinks.
Large means big, though. You know what I mean?
No, I know. XL is misleading. It's XLs are not made like they used to be made. Those are more larges now than they are XLs, and it kind of drives me nuts. I can't tell if Coley agrees or disagrees with that shake. I think he's got a real dog incident going on. Okay, he agrees.
He agrees? I don't know. I disagree.
Well, we're fatter than you.
Large. I don't know. I'm pretty wide.
You're not pretty wide. You have muscles, but you're not fat. You should be fat. We've
not
obviously talked about that before. You should be a whale.
Yeah, I should be fat, but like I'm big shoulder to shoulder. I'm wide. I'm not wide this way.
Okay,
like
I thought you were saying like you're a little, little fat or something.
I can get chubby at times, Around the holidays, I just crush cookies and I don't give a fuck about nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you're crushing
That's
those
right.
cookies,
No one
does
can
it
tell
have,
me
like,
no
what
around
does
the
that sound
holidays.
like? What does that look like?
Well, it sounds like this. Because I don't drink. I don't have cookies without a fucking ice cold Blue Moon, Steve. That's what when I'm eating cookies, that's what it sounds like. Because I'm smashing Blue Moons every single time. It's like, oh, did you hear that? I know some cookies gonna hate to see me coming because here comes that Blue Moon.
Classic,
you know what I'm saying?
Cookie drink, Blue Moon. I couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
Cookies and Moon.
Cookies and Moons.
Smooth.
Blue Moon was born in a ballpark at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado, so it's no wonder why you crave it. Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-kind beer experience year-round. And for the moments that you want a lighter option of your favorite beer, reach for Blue Moon Light. It's a refreshing wheat beer brewed with real tangerine peel for a lighter, exceptional taste at only 95 calories. Steve, how many times have you had a cookie with a Blue Moon?
Oh my God. I mean, we don't have to ask obvious things. It's every time, dude. Every time. Since I turned 21, it has been Cookie Moon. Cookie Moon. Cookie Moon. I normally put it in a glass
Cookie Moon.
and dip the cookie in the moon. It's incredible.
Yep. Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round, a wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste and only 95 calories, brightly brewed with real tangerine peel. Tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon Light delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. That's get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Suck one.
You know what I'm saying? This game today, must win or can't lose?
I'd say a little bit of both.
You take an edible? What's going on over there?
Must win or can't lose, McMahon. Let's hear it.
They couldn't lose this one. They couldn't lose this one.
Yeah. After how you failed to sweep the Reds, which correct me if I'm wrong, have the Reds not been swept this year?
Not.
Correct.
Okay, so I didn't realize how the fucking Reds, we don't get swept. Whatever, dude.
Just Reds baseball.
They played slop jalop ball in that finale against the Reds, and it really put a damper on the podcast that night. You win the first two in very convincing fashion. You score 21 runs in the first two games. You have Garrett Crochet on the mound against that Italian guy. What was his name?
Shinzo Abe.
Shinosuke Ogasawara.
Shinsuke Ogasawara. The fuck's his name? Shinsuke Sawabufe? Who are we talking about here? Sawawawa?
You try and say that.
Let me find this guy's name. Shinsuke Sawabawa. Where's this fucking guy? This is in the finale? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In
Today.
the finale here. Shinosuke Ogasawara.
See? The last name's hard.
Shinosuke Ogasawara.
That's probably correct. Ogasawara.
Shinosuke Ogasawara.
What did I say?
Shinzuke
Ogasawara. Yeah. It's tough.
Shinzuke Ogasawara.
You had to win that game.
That's it.
You had to win that game. Crochet on the mound. It's a bad team, clearly, because you won the game, and next thing you know, everyone's fired. So that's kind of the temperature of the room for that organization. You win that. I'm pretty sure, yes or no, does everyone get fired if the Nats win that game? You can't win the game and fire everyone, no?
Yeah, you can.
You can, but I don't think they do.
Probably don't. I don't know. I mean, those guys have been here for a while. I don't know if one game's going to shift it. They've been here for 1,000+ games.
No, but I think optics wise, how do you win a game and then fire everybody?
I mean, how do you sweep your rival and then trade your best player? You know,
it's true. It's a good point, Steve.
These are the questions.
Yeah, I don't have the answers. No. I don't have the answers, but I will say that this game felt very. You have to have it. I was not satisfied, much like the Reds series. The Reds are a good team, though. The Nats are not, so there is some difference there. But I was not going to be happy with just a series win. That once you take the first two, it has to be a sweep. Has to be a sweep. So they send Garrett Crochet out there. Steve almost ruins the whole goddamn series. Almost cost them the series sweep in this one.
Thank God. Would have been bad.
Crochet was able to make it 5. I believe it was 98 pitches. Yeah, 98 pitches for Crochet. Wasn't his best outing. But again, like how many times have we said this? If this is the worst he's going to look, 5 innings, 9 hits.
Too often.
2 earned runs, couple walks, 7 strikeouts. And didn't Duran just like fuck up another one out there?
Yeah, that was tough. That was a little bit tough.
How is that not? He wasn't given an error on that?
I hate with a burning passion that those aren't called errors. Forget the whole if you get a glove on it, then it counts. No, human error.
That was an error.
Should be an error. Like that was the wrong decision to come in. And I don't want to get too down on Duran. He's been really good since the 10 appearance, but
he's been great. He's been great since the 10. But I did want to make this one point because I went to the Savannah Bananas last night. And it's just very funny how, like, these dudes can do a fucking backflip and catch the ball mid-backflip every time. And then, I mean, like, Duran described it when he came into the studio. It's like, there are some points where there's a fly ball hit to me, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, like, I better catch this. Like, the panic sets in. And I think the secret sauce and why there is something to clubhouse culture being so beneficial, the Bananas go out there and they just have fun. Like there's no pressure. Like there's no pressure if they win or lose. They're there to entertain people and have fun. So they can just execute a backflip and catch the ball at the same time at Fenway Park, by the way. These are the same conditions that these players have to play in.
The Red Sox.
Like they're able to like fucking do all this. Whoa, I almost dropped a hard F. All this wonky stuff. All this crazy stuff and behind the back and through the legs and, you know, catch it blindfolded and do the backflips. They can do all that and they execute it every time with almost never fucking up. But I think because these players put so much pressure on themselves that it's more that than a lack of talent. They're just like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. And then they drop the ball.
I mean, the stakes are wildly different.
Yeah, the stakes are different, but like, have fun.
No doubt. I agree having fun, but I think part of the reason a lot of these guys can't have fun is that and that road. And the road is getting shorter, Jared, especially for certain people.
Yeah.
Outfielders, any of them. Outside of really Rafaela, like he's going to feel like the most.
I'm glad that Jaron mentioned that because if you think of the positions and the dimensions of parks around the big leagues, playing left field at Fenway Park would probably be the top position of, oh, fuck, oh, shit, where's this ball going? What am I going to do? Like, am I going to look like an idiot? There is such high potential to look like a moron playing left field at Fenway that I don't know how you play freely out there. I really don't. I don't know how you approach every night as like, I got this.
Listen,
I know Manny did, but
we saw it.
I know Manny's his own guy.
I can't keep hearing this.
I can't keep hearing this.
Sure, but he played the wall masterfully. Like he wasn't just out there. Like he has played it better than any. Yoenis Cespedes went out there and looked like it. giant asshole. Like, we've definitely seen people who cannot play the monster at all. I had people telling me, like, oh, they're doing Anthony a favor putting him in right field. No, the fuck they aren't. It's substantially harder than playing left. The one part he did bring up that was interesting is, like, the ball is coming out, especially like a lefty who's hitting one, slicing. Like, definitely hard to read, no doubt. I'm not saying that part's easy. Left field at Fenway is easier than, I think, any outfield position in baseball, because I have that opinion because Manning did so well. And my whole life, I was told he was shit as a fielder, and he dominated.
I just think dimensions-wise, and knowing that it's right behind you, and just knowing that you're dealing with a different setup than any other park in baseball, the potential for that to be in your head is higher than just like, yeah, it's like 330 out here or 320, and I just have to get it before it hits the wall. Like that's a little different.
I think the foul territory, which he also pointed out, is the head fuck. Like, that's really going to, because he was even talking about, like, balls go super foul and then the wind takes it back onto the field. Like, all super, like, that part to me, I think is very difficult. I don't think the monster part and looking bad. Like, I don't know. If you would think a guy who does play half of his games in front of the monster would never try and charge a ball.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, they are looking like they, I don't know. You'd think like, oh, that's going to hit the monster. Oh, wait, no. So that's what made today's, and I'm not trying to harp on it too much, but like, that's what made today's so strange. Like, if he didn't move at all, I think it would have hit him right in the face. You know what I mean? Like, that ball was hit directly at him. There's been a handful
of those this year with Jaron where it's felt like that immediate move is kind of an uncomfy one. But no, overall, I mean, it's not a major concern. It's just that like with what goes through Jaron's head, if you compared that with what went through Manny's head, they gotta be on the exact opposite ends. It's different, like these guys couldn't be more different
for sure,
manning the same position out there. But yeah, that play, luckily it didn't make a difference. Like the Romy one you can directly look at is like, yeah, the game went south from that point on. But no, they sweep the series, and so we don't have to worry about it that much.
Yeah, I'm not worried at all.
Not at all.
I'm not worried about it.
Not at all. There was one concern I had from today's, and it was that they were clearly trying to give Jordan Hicks an audition for the closer role.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, did he fail it quickly. And he wouldn't be my top choice. Obviously, he's getting paid the most out of anyone not named Chapman out there. I get it. But yeah, that you were given a clean sheet. I don't even think it was still raining at that point. It may have been. I want to give him that. But it was ones across the board. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 K, 1 walk. Like, he did it all.
He did it all.
Not a good way.
Jordan Hicks.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really judge him based on one outing, but it's like you had Chapman because he pitched in this game. So it really was the Red Sox telling you, we're trying, giving him a look in the 9th. We already won the series.
Well, they had Wood the inning before. Like, I get why they used Chapman there, but it was clearly also ulterior motives and seeing if Hicks can close. And 0 for 1 in that endeavor.
I mean, he wasn't awful. He just wasn't what you would want.
He gave up a quarter of the Nats' runs.
He was fine, but he didn't look like
he wasn't awful.
Doing the eye test, he didn't look like a closer. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, right. That's why he's 0 for 1. Like, he got the save super technically. He also put himself in the position to make it a save, I think.
There's a very specific look of a guy who's filling in for the closer, and that's what he had. Also a good-looking guy, by the way. I know we talk about the best-looking dudes on the team. Jordan Hicks
super hot.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah. I want to mention
he's a good-looking guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got the save, though.
If you're hot and you throw 100 miles an hour, that's got to be pretty cool.
He's got all the attributes. Like, I like having him here. Finding out the role he's going to flourish in is the next step. I don't know that closer is it. I know they want him to be, but I don't know that's the move.
I know that Andrew Bailey has caught a lot of flack, but I mean, he's seemingly fixed Lucas Giolito. Aroldis Chapman is an all-star, having the best year of his fucking life as a 37-year-old. There are some good things. So maybe give him some time with Hicks.
No doubt. I'm not out on having Jordan Hicks out there. I'm not. If they are to go and trade Chapman, which Sean McAdam came out and said, yeah, I would do this today. It's good to have someone on the team. I don't know that Hicks would be my top choice at this current juncture.
Sure.
Now, if you give him the whole offseason to mentally get into it, because he's here for 2-3 more years, different conversation. But I'd also still go into the offseason looking for a real closer and have him be the backup plan. Not like I won't. Ideally, he's your 7th, 8th inning guy. He's pitching the Knights 22. Whitlock's not. You know what I mean? Like you're alternating them on a night to night basis. Ideally,
but your opinion on Chapman hasn't changed at all. Like if you're knocking on the door of a playoff spot, you're gonna trade your best reliever. Like isn't the point to fucking make the playoffs and win?
What does that have to do with what I just said? You just said we only win games by 10. The last thing we need is a closer.
Well,
that's not what I said.
He's been like the top holder in the league, which has a ton of value. So
sure,
yeah,
he's been a weapon. If I had told you, when did he sign? December. If I had told you the day he signed, like people are going to be furious at me for suggesting trading him away, you would have thought you would have had me institutionalized.
No, I mean, there was a world where he's still a rollless Chapman. He still throws over 100 miles an hour.
Doesn't matter. Like there are still people who want him gone for his non-baseball reasons, which is fine. I get that. But like for the baseball reasons is why I want him gone. Like it's so obvious to me, especially the sooner you do it, the more time you have to go out and keep buying. Like if you want this team to make a run, like a legitimate run, they cannot do that with what they have in-house in terms of going out there and buying. They simply don't have the horses to do that unless you plan on trading like fucking Marcelo Meyer, which I don't think anyone here wants to do.
I don't know. It'd be very hard for me to trade your best reliever when you're 2 games out of a playoff spot or whatever it is.
Be super easy for me.
I'd be pissed.
Okay,
if they
so
got
then
rid
you
of
just
Chapman,
like how do you tell the fans we're going for it? I know we traded our best reliever and don't have any.
What are you going for right now?
Yeah,
the 6th seed.
Any seed.
You need the best closer in baseball to be the 6th seed. I don't think so.
I mean, it would help to have him. Yeah,
they probably do need him to make the play. Like I know what you're saying, Coley, that it's not like it's just you have Chapman or no one else can be a closer. Like I get that. There's middle ground there, but from what he's done, just maintaining a tie game to give you a chance to win in extras. I know the Sox aren't a great extra innings team.
Yeah, they don't do that ever. The second he comes out of the game, they lose.
It's also this in addition to the Devers thing. It's like you traded Rafael Devers, and we're still waiting for the plan of how are you replacing Rafael Devers in this lineup. That still hasn't happened yet. And now you're going to trade Aroldis Chapman after we just sat here and said, well, the Jordan Hicks audition for closer didn't go super great. So you're going to trade
I brought it
one
up.
of the best hitters in, like unequivocally your best hitter, who is one of the best hitters in the league. You're going to trade him, not replace that guy.
Right.
Then you're going to trade your best reliever and you don't have someone to replace him either. And then you're going to tell the fans we're going for it this year. We're trying to make the playoffs.
We have substantially more options to replace Chapman than we do Devers. But I don't like that you're inferring that I would have traded Rafael Devers.
No,
like that's not true.
No. I'm saying like the Red Sox. How are you going to? Because they're still saying that.
No, I get
the
that.
Red Sox are still telling
but
us that they want to make the playoffs this year.
You keep doing this thing where I say you trade him and you don't make the playoffs. Like you literally just let off the episode saying they win big, and when they don't win big, they don't win. That was what you led with.
That's what Tom Caron led with.
Sure. Shout out TC.
I didn't say that shit.
I don't view those as mutually exclusive. Like I don't view that. I see this as like the most clearest asset management of all time. You signed a reliever where people in the offseason were angry because of the person and angry because of the year he was just coming off of. Like, oh, this guy can't close anymore because he's 37. Yeah, he's been dominant this first half. There's nothing that says he's going to carry this the rest of the year. Nothing.
So what's your backup plan?
Keep making moves. Like there are so many moves to be made. I hate when I say one thing. It's like, that's the only thing you're going to do. No, of course not. What do you mean? You got to trade an outfielder. You simply have to.
Okay, but
now that Yoshida's coming back,
who is closing games for the Red Sox in the second half?
I've said it last episode. I would go with 22. I'm completely fine with that. He's been good enough this year.
Whitlock?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Willock's been unbelievable this year.
Yeah, in his
Weissert, Weissert could not do it.
Well, I think Weissert needs a breather. Like people were saying to me after today, I tweeted Phantom IL stint went, and people were like, Phantom IL, like he needs to be DFA'd. He's not bad. No. He's fucking gassed. He's gassed.
He can't find the zone.
He's still he's still throwing 97. Like, it's not like I forget who it was that
He's just not locating.
Yeah, like I forget who it was that told me, but they were like, yeah, like the thing about Weiser is that when he's gassed, it's not that he loses velocity, it's he loses control.
When he
and
came
that's
in,
very apparent.
when he came into the finale today, because I'm watching it, you're like, all right, this has to be bad. I looked at the game log, looked at the pitch log. 14 of his first 15 pitches were outside the zone. It's like, brother, what the hell are we doing? Three of the
walk the 9-hitter with the bases loaded. Like, it's not good.
Were strikes. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. The only reason he gets out of it is because it's the Nationals and they suck. Like, that's the only reason that wasn't like a 4-run inning. So obviously he's helped you a lot earlier in the season, but in some of these tight game situations, just can't have him out there. It's a complete no-go.
No, I mean that they have obviously people who are hurt, and we don't know when some of them are coming back. But yeah, I view it as a tremendous win to have signed Aroldis Chapman and be in the position they're in right now. If he were even 34, I'd just be saying extend him, but he's not. Like, he is 37. That to me feels like a larger no-brainer than trading one of the outfielders that you simply must trade.
Throwing 102
for sure. For sure.
Like, it would be one thing if it's like, yeah, it's Aroldis Chapman and namesake, and sure, he's having a good first half, but he's throwing 94. Like, it's just different now. It's like, it's not different now.
No doubt.
It's as good as he's ever been right now.
Big time. But if you were already the person who gave our pitching coach credit for helping him there, why couldn't he do that with someone else?
Well, I'm just saying that he's gotten a lot of blame, so it's only fair that he gets credit.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier too, and I said it with Giolito and Bayo. Like, he definitely deserves more credit than he's been getting. That, to me, though, if we're giving him credit now, then yeah, he should be able to do that with someone else they go out and acquire.
Well, I don't know that I can.
If you want Chapman here next year, I understand not wanting to trade him. But of all I know is the 2 times he's been traded at the deadline, the teams that have acquired him have immediately won the World Series. Whether or not he was like a huge boon to the Rangers is a different conversation. But both times it's been for All-Stars. Like, it was Gleyber Torres and it was Cole Reagans 3 years ago. Like, the only time someone has not gotten great value for him is when the fucking Reds traded him, and that was in December.
And it was coming off like his actual suspension.
For sure. Yeah. There were a bunch of factors, no doubt. But trading Aroldis Chapman at the deadline is like a proven good idea for everyone involved. He has never won a World Series with a team he signed with at the beginning.
Do you trust the Red Sox to get a great return? Yes,
only because I do feel like the best path right now is buying and selling, which I've been saying for like 4 episodes now, when they were bad and now that they're beating the Nationals. Like, I'm not trying to be negative by any means, but we all agree the Nationals stink. They just fired their GM and coach. Like, as much as the sweep was needed, as much credit as I give them for sweeping another major league team, obviously this is a bad team. Like, they need to get a lot better. They're getting, like you said, Bregman back at some point in time. Who's to say? No one knows the date for sure. And Yoshida another day this week as well. So, like, there are reinforcements coming. I don't know that trading Chapman is like, oh, what are you going to sell the fan base on? Keep buying, too. Like, the trade deadline is not for a while. If you wait to buy and sell at the trade deadline, you're going to end up doing nothing. If you start selling now, A, you set the market. B, you have plenty of chips to go out and buy where you're not depleting. Like, I very much want to make the playoffs this year. I do not see trading Chapman as a reason you can't.
There is a scenario, like, I get where you're coming from, Coley, but then pitchers that can close, it's such a different situation to then be the closer. Like, that's asking a lot.
Sure, I agree.
Be like, hey, mid-season, you're the guy now that comes in with the walkout music and we got the lights going crazy and everything. That's kind of a big ask. What was the deadline deal there a couple years ago? It was the Mariners that sent Seawald to the D-backs?
Kendall Graveman.
Wasn't it the Paul Seawald one where he went to the D-backs and then everyone was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, there's another layer to it where clubhouse-wise, you're like, really? We just got rid of our closer?
That's not what Duran said.
What?
Trading players, you just got to go play tomorrow. They made it seem like it was the most sterile of opposite.
Like, everyone's mindset is just that. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't disagree, but it's also like we've traded a better player than Aroldis Chapman away
it's
already.
It's hard to assume anyone's going to stay after that deal happens, so like anything is possible at this point. But
correct.
I'd be surprised. The surprise meter would be very high if they they did a move like that at this point. Obviously, we also have
You would be surprised if they traded Chapman?
Yeah, with what's going on right now. But then in a week from now, they could lose 6 out of 7, and it's like, you have to deal them. You got to get what you can. So, I don't know.
See, I think that's a bad way to look at it, too. They shouldn't be basing it off of, like, the current record. It should be with a long-term, and when I say long-term, I mean, like, this year and beyond. It shouldn't just be like, oh, they're hot, we have to buy now. Because that's what they did last year, and they didn't buy, and they ended up stinking like that. It's the same thing. Like, Heim had the same problem, too, when he refused to trade Xander. Like, if you know you're not going to be paying these people in the offseason, just be aggressive. Pick something.
Like last year's deadline, they just traded a bunch of guys that they weren't going to protect in like the Rule 5, basically.
Correct. For bad relievers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they've already started selling, like they can say whatever they want. They've sold. Like, so if they want me to believe that they're buying an all in, they haven't come close to that.
Well, we're getting close to that time.
Yeah, those rumors are going to start.
Like, this is going to start to get more and more real.
Keywords are coming up soon from our favorite reporters. Get ready.
Yeah.
And one of the other national guys today had the Padres lightly linked to Duran as well. Was it Nightingale? I can't remember who got aggregated.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's like that to me, pick him or Abreu. Like, Rafael is safe. We all agree. Yeah. Roman Anthony safe. We hope.
God. I don't know.
So it has to be one of those two. Especially if you're bringing up Yoshida. It makes no sense to trade Devers, preach flexibility, and then bring up Yoshida. No sense.
I think the landscape is about to change in the coming weeks.
Drastically.
Yeah.
Drastically. That's what I mean. If you're going to trade a Duran or an Abreu, that's going to have adverse effects too. You do the Chapman one so that when you trade one of the outfielders, people aren't even noticing that.
Yeah. They just got to have a big return for Chapman. Like, it would be a hard sell for me to be like
huge.
Like, if you trade Chapman for like some single A lefty or something like that, then I'm like, what the fuck?
Correct.
Like, it's got to be what, like a top 50 guy?
I think it's got to be kind of like a Kyle Harrison in the sense that he's a prospect but major league ready. You know what I mean? Kyle Harrison was the 24th ranked prospect heading into last year, one spot ahead of Roman Anthony, and had pitched relatively well this year at the major league level. So yeah, I think it's going to be something like that. Like, if someone, I can't remember who it was, tweeted me today, if the Phillies want Duran and Chapman, and if they're willing to put like Painter on the table, I know these are the hypotheticals Steve hates, but like if these are the deals that are being approached to you, I think you're an asshole if you turn them down. Like, if people are lowballing,
not worth it at all.
I'm not just trading them to get them out of here. That's stupid. But like, I wouldn't be suggesting this if I didn't think
the Phillies would be really smart to do something like that because of Alvarado. He's not going to be available when he comes back.
Right.
Like, he's not postseason eligible.
Right.
And Dombrowski has been known to just be like, okay, boom, let's get this thing done.
He's the top okay boom guy.
Big time.
Yeah.
Number one
okay boom guy.
Now, there is like Coley,
the only
I don't agree with you, but I get your logic. But here's a reason why I would agree with you is that if you look at it big picture wise, and we're out of the bubble of like doing the 162 thing, and it's the off season, or even let's say a year or two down the line now, we're like, wow, 37-year-old Aroldis Chapman for like 3 months or 4 months got us what again? Like, for now the next 5, 6, 7 years? Like, there is obviously that's in play, of course.
Like, I would have been crushed. I don't want to say it's revisionist history for me to be like, oh, you should have traded Xander. Obviously, I didn't feel that way at the time. But if you know we're going to let this guy hit free agency, and that was obviously a different situation, but we're going to let this guy hit free agency and we're not going to be the top offer if it gets to a certain number, you really have to that's what the job is. Like, you cannot care what the fan base thinks, because the fan base was already split on the Devers thing. Like, the fan base was furious when you signed Chapman. If you cannot care, if you didn't care when you signed him, you can't care that you're about to trade him. If that's your mentality, like, you cannot have that. Now it's the guys in the clubhouse where you have to be like, listen, I know last time I talked to you was the Devers trade, and I said we were going to be all in, and I've since traded more starters. Like, I get that that's a different conversation, but you have to have a plan. You have to do it. Like, you cannot care what the outside voices say.
He stacked up a lot of can't care points with the Devers trade. Like, say what you will about. I just pulled a T.
Big
say
time.
What you will. Shout out T. About the trade and whatever. There's a million layers to it. We'll be talking about it forever. But you don't make that trade if you're worried about the reaction of the fan base. Clearly, that's part of it.
For sure. For sure.
He gives no fucks. And speaking of Craig Breslow, I'm just saying, agree or disagree, panel. Carlos Narvaez should be an all-star this year.
Yeah.
It's easy to agree.
Okay. So then that would be Alex Bregman, Aroldis Chapman, Garrett Crochet, and Carlos Narvaez, all Breslow guys.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Let's add on real quick there, Jerry.
Yeah.
I can't believe Breggy made it. I'm happy Breggy made it. 51 games and getting in the All-Star games, a little crazy when I think J Ram was at like 90 as the third base starter. But you still get credit for it. You sign that guy. Of course, the Breggy thing is more tied to Cora and you. But
true. Also true.
Thank you for saying
it.
Of
course. Still, the fact that he makes the All-Star game, Crochet, Chapman, throw all those guys in there, you can't help but notice they're all first-year guys that Breslow brought here. That's the first thing that comes to mind, obviously.
Second I saw it,
I do think like,
Rafaela got fucked.
Yeah, he's better than the Mariner.
Sucks because I love J-Rod, but every time this is now a tradition where J-Rod makes it. It's like, how the hell did he make it? Like that. He's so young, and now that's like his thing for making All-Star games. I remember being pissed when he made it over Alex Verdugo. Probably shouldn't even bring that up again, but hey, Doogie would have been the next guy in the All-Star game. People forget revisionist history here. Doogie was probably the next guy that would have made
the All-Star first half
if it wasn't J-Rod.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't, because wasn't Sam Kennedy like, if you make the All-Star team, 5-year extension on the table.
That's all you get
for you. Yeah, he would have been like 2 years in, and they would have been like, "Get this guy the fuck out of here."
He's teamless again.
Like Jerry, those Braves may be selling. You know, if you could get Raisel Iglesias on the cheap, that is a closer. Whether or not he's been good this year is kind of irrelevant to me. We see closers all the time pop into a new spot. So if you can go sell Chapman and buy Iglesias cheaper, that's just good. That's just good deal.
I saw Clase might be up for sale.
Right.
I mean, he's been butt cheeks, but like, again, I'd rather tinker with Clase than Iglesias.
Sure, but I feel like Cleveland wins those kind of trades.
They do.
Like, I feel like they have an eye for prospects.
They do. Yeah, that's kind of their MO.
And it doesn't seem like it's Craig's model. If this is what I hate. If you're going to be a certain way, you got to keep being that way. You can't tell me your model thinks Devers' contract is such an albatross, you got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of it today. And then go and trade for a Clase who has, like 3 years left? There's no way his model says,
he's not making crippling. He's not making crippling money. I think where you should go mentality-wise is I don't think it's Breslow's MO to give up prospect capital for a closer. I think he's hoping to just acquire arms who develop into a closer because they're not starters. Not the first name that came to mind was like a David Sandlin, like hoping that guy ends up being a back end reliever that has the mentality to be a closer or something like that. Yeah, I don't know that he's looking.
Yeah, it's only 26 mil left, which is shockingly low over the next 3 years for a Clase.
Right. Like that's very digestible.
Big time. I don't disagree with that. He'd be making less than Jordan Hicks over all 3 years. So definitely digestible.
Yeah.
But right now we don't. I don't believe we have the prospect capital to go get Emmanuel Clase.
I mean, you'd probably have to get creative with it or have it be like a 3-team. We haven't had a fucking 3-team trade in a while. Like the classic.
Cleveland kind of did it in the offseason with Toronto and Pittsburgh because they just redirected that first baseman for the guy who was throwing pitches.
I'm saying the Red Sox.
For Luis L. Ortiz. Oh, the Red Sox. Oh, sorry. I just thought.
Yeah, the Red Sox. Like the Manny trade, I believe, was a 3-team trade.
I mean, wasn't Peavy? Didn't we send Iglesias to Detroit? Yeah. Detroit sent something to the White Sox, and Peavy came to us. Do I have that right? Yeah, because it was who's the right fielder? Garcia, not Adolis, but it was an A. Garcia name. He was good. He was a corner outfielder.
I don't remember.
Fuck.
Avisail Garcia. Yeah.
Yeah. Avisail Garcia. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a 3-teamer.
What was the other team in the Manny trade? It was obviously the Pirates and who?
The Dodgers.
Oh,
yeah, what?
duh. The fuck?
I forgot the Pirates part.
Yeah, well, Bay came from the Pirates.
Who can forget Manny's Pirates days? Yeah.
Should I not say Dodgers here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm forgetting a different Manny.
Manny went to the Dodgers.
Happened? Did I imagine that?
Manny went to the Dodgers. Bay went from the Pirates to the Red Sox, but I don't know what the other piece was.
Oh, I'm sure the Pirates got the least by far.
Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely.
Did they get Freddie?
Freddie who?
The second Freddie Sanchez.
No, that was in 03.
Andy LaRoche and
oh, was that like
Brian
Sourback or
Morris.
some shit?
Wasn't that for fucking
LaRoche is more than I would have
who
guessed.
was the fucking asshole that got thrown out by Ortiz in the World Series with the Cardinals?
Suppan?
Yeah, Jeff Suppan was the Freddie Sanchez deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Was Suppan a long sleeves guy? No, Sourback was. There's a reason I get those two confused in my head.
I don't know that he identified
the sleever.
Yeah, I think it was kind of
classic sleever
conditional. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
He's stunk in this World Series. He probably could have used some Mando, huh, Steve?
Absolutely could have used some Mando, Jared.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, that's like the first thing that comes to mind. Is
yeah.
that he could use some Mando.
Yeah.
You know what
Tell us about Mando, Steve.
It's exactly what I'm going to do.
Tell us about the Mando, Steve.
Mando.
What about Mando?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about it, dude?
Heard of him?
I'm telling you right now, man.
Steve, let's hear about the Mando.
Clinical strength sweat control is what Mando provides, Jared. This isn't your typical deodorant. Yep. It's clinical strength, 2 times better at controlling sweat
2X.
Than the standard, which is something that T has greatly benefited from. He don't smell like shit anymore, and that's because of Mando. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours, and after just 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92%, Jared. This stuff works. Deodorant re-engineered to stop odor before it starts. It doesn't just make odor, it prevents it. 100% of study participants experienced all-day odor protection. That's 24 hours. Premium ingredients. Unlike other deodorants loaded with chemicals, Mando uses only premium ingredients like gentle mandelic acid to keep you fresh and dry. Mando's new deodorant plus sweat control solid stick gives you double the protection you need. No more worrying about sweat stains or those embarrassing pit rings. Just all-day freshness and dryness. Jared, this is very important here. You listening?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm listening. Wetness and dryness.
Of course. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube.
I'm not a new customer, so.
Of course. Cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with their exclusive code. You can guess what that code is. It's Section 10.
Section 10?
At shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. That is shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that the Section 10 boys sent you.
Mm-hmm. They sure did. Okay. Any other? We're pretty much done with the Nat series. Any other All-Star game thoughts? I think Ceddanne Rafaela should be like. So I get it when people look at it. It's not just about wins above replacement. I think if he had hit like this all year, as he has the last month, then he's an All-Star. But I think you look at like a mid 700 OPS and you're like, eh. But I do think that he belongs on
when the guy who makes
list.
it has a 680 OPS and is worse defensively too, then yeah, this mid sevens looks great.
Julio?
The marketing for Julio is next level. Like I think he has benefited so much from how he's presented.
Yeah, and the fact that he got the contract.
Yeah.
It's like he must be good.
He's in the class of guys that are like guaranteed all-stars, so he kind of gets treated like one. I like him, but it still seems like this is a trend now that keeps happening. Yeah, Ceddanne didn't really jump out to me as somebody that was necessarily a huge snub. I just think the higher lower for Red Sox All-Stars was 2.5, and they hit the higher. So I'll take it. I didn't think Bregman was getting in, and he got in. So 3 is cool, especially getting a position player after the Devers trade. I didn't think that was going to happen. Since Bogey left, I believe it's just Jaron and Devers that have made it of hitters on the team. So adding Bregman to that mix is really cool.
I agree. And I do think that he deserves it, by the way.
Oh, definitely. I'm more surprised because 51 games is not a lot of games to make the All-Star team, but it shows how incredible he was during that stretch.
Right. Yeah. I think it's maybe if there's one thing that's like surprising about it, it's that he didn't return prior to the voting. Like I thought that if he had come back and even played like a week, it would have helped in the voting. And then if he got in, no one would have complained about the
If you told me he made it, I would have said he
game.
came back like June 15th or something like that, or like June 20 something. And instead, he's still not back.
28th.
Would be kind of cool if he just comes back at the All-Star game. I feel like guys never do that, but he would probably want to do that.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be back before the All-Star game.
Maybe.
Maybe. You know, it's possible. I think it's on the table.
Yeah, okay. There's a chance you're saying that happens.
Hey, why not?
Yeah,
there's I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say 0% like a fucking idiot, you know?
Can't be saying that. That would be stupid.
No.
Yeah.
No. I almost forgot where the button was.
Potential Series MVP. Series MVP.
Clark's Ketchup Series MVP brought to you by Clark's Ketchup. Drizzle that ketchup. Train just said, what time do you think you'll be done? And I said, we're doing ketchup right now. Ketchup, Stop and Shop, weather, final thoughts. Like she has any fucking... She's never listened to an episode in her life.
I just love that.
So she has no idea.
Reminds me how much I love...
So you guys have ketchup? Cool.
I was going to say, that reminds me how much I love just what we name things on this show. Yeah, ketchup, Stop and Shop, weather.
Ketchup, Stop and Shop, gummy bears, final thoughts, and we'll be done.
Out of context, that's incredible. Anyway.
Yeah. Like, what time will you be done? Just ketchup, Stop and Shop, gummy bears, and final thoughts. And I'll be right up.
Classic. Then I'll be heading up. All right, babe, I'll see it.
Then I'll be heading up. Yeah. So you can wait up. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, this is sad without T. He didn't even he gives so less of a fuck. He didn't even send in a vote.
Damn it, T.
Didn't even send in a vote.
That's pathetic.
Super pathetic. With the first vote for Clark's Ketchup Series MVP. we'd give it to none other than Jake Yazzie.
I think I got to go with Tink S10 here.
Wow.
Been one of our best hitters all year. Never gave up on him. It's crazy that he leads the team in RBI at this point. But yeah, much deserved for TS.
Did I see somewhere today that he leads all American League shortstops in home runs and RBI?
Sounds right. I don't think he's been caught stealing either.
Is he the best player on the team? I don't know. We get a lot of good players on this team. We get a playoff team is what we have. Some people don't believe that, but I believe that. I was crucified for saying that. I was crucified for being filmed off record and having my off the record comments being plastered on the internet of saying that this team, I still believe that this team can make
on the
playoffs.
same day on the record, you said they're a playoff team.
Right. I believe it.
Mm-hmm. I do too. But they can't.
I believe
they can be.
I believe they are.
Wavered from that.
Steve, who's your vote for Clark's Sketchup Series MVP?
Yeah, Packett. First off, to Jaron Duran, who's been crushing it since hopping on this very program and being extremely honest. Packett for Trevor Story, Tink S10, who even the fact, Jared, that you just mentioned he could be the best player on the team is crazy that's not crazy. That's where we're at now. That's not an absurd thing to say, and I love it. But my MVP is a guy that had a 16-15 OPS in this series. Drove in the first Sox run and the last Sox run in the series. Obviously, the one in the finale didn't necessarily matter because of the final score, but it mattered for that comfort, that insurance run that you do need when you're not going to have your real closer closing the game. At least one RBI in every game. He's hitting .304 since the start of June. I cannot believe that. I would have totally taken 250 or 260 in that stretch. He does not lack any confidence. He is a guy that goes up to the plate and is always swinging. Mike Clark's Catch-Up Series MVP is Ceddanne Rafael.
The McMahon.
Last time we played the Nationals, we did give it to their manager, who has now been fired. So he is like just brutal days against the Red Sox these last couple of years. Packets to just about everyone that's already been named by the panel. This is the tough part. When you win all these games by a blowout, no one really stands out. So you got to think, what could have possibly inspired the fellas to play so well in our nation's capital? You got to give it to Big 4-7. I'm going Donnie T.
Wow.
Did not see a Donnie T coming here, honestly. That'll definitely look interesting on the graphic.
Yeah. I mean, he did.
We're counting the votes. We're wondering why he doesn't have more votes.
That's
something.
Some of the mail-in catch-up, they've been altered.
I agree. Coley, say it louder.
I mean, he did fire up the boys.
Oh, God.
Inarguably. Wong nearly got a hit.
He made contact. That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so bad, dude. Anyways. I will be joining Steven for all the reasons that he listed. I think, someone that performed in a big way all series, doubles, homers, defense, was consistently great for the entire series. Someone that was so good, such a standout in this series that I went from a week ago saying he should be an all-star next year or the year after. Like, we're not far away from him being an all-star, to in just a weekend having the numbers that I'm looking at being like, I wouldn't be surprised if some guys drop out. He's an all-star this year.
Hey, we haven't factored that into our discussion. That's a good point. These guys can still make it.
He can still make it. And I know that people were being like, oh, you guys need to fill out the Ceddanne Rafael apology, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
Anyways,
We're checking his birth certificate. We're sending him home. He's not winning the catch-up.
Yeah, so the thing about the Ceddanne Rafael apology thing is that I wasn't wrong at the time. Like, he wasn't doing this. Now he's doing it. So that's good. Now we're going to praise him for doing what we thought he was capable of that he wasn't doing back then. Back then, bad job.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just hate when former accurate takes, because of time that's gone by, get treated like they were wrong when they were said. I hate that.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Coley?
They were correct at the time.
I think with a young player, it's different.
But the only thing I had said about Rafael is he's swinging at fucking everything. It was driving me nuts. I'm not just saying the guy sucked. Like, that's, people put this general.
Yeah, there's a difference between.
There were people who were doing, there were a lot of people who were doing that. People wanted him sent to the minors this season. I'm not saying on this show. I'm just saying throughout the fan base.
There's a difference between he's bad right now and I think he will be bad forever and doesn't belong here.
Of course.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a vote. 2 votes for Rafaela, 1 vote for Donald Trump, and 1 vote for TS10. Let's see what Hogdale has to say about this. Hogdale. Check in.
It's good to be Drizzle and catch up in a series where the Red Sox sweep the Washington Nationals. And, you know, some people are going to poo-poo this series being like the Nationals are dog shit. Like, well, the Red Sox usually don't play. They usually don't beat the shit out of bad competition, so shut the fuck up. Let's enjoy. Let's be happy. Let's drizzle some ketchup. And in terms of ketchup, gentlemen, I mean, it really is a 2-horse race. Honestly, horse number 1, massive, massive packets. Many will debate that he deserves the MVP, but I'm giving packets to Trevor Story, TS10, who has been phenomenal recently. I think over the last 2 or 3 weeks, he's hitting 500. Over the last month, his OPS is above 800. I mean, this is a guy. It's so cool to see him rebound after being objectively the worst hitter in baseball for a month and a half. So I have to give him major credit. Every time he comes up to the plate, I swear, it's in a big spot with runners in scoring position, and he's been making them count. My Course Ketchup Series MVP pick, though, for this series is Ceddanne Rafaela. Dude, Ceddanne has been white hot, and this isn't just like a couple week trend. I mean, he has been on a upward trajectory now for over a month. Early in the season, a lot of us pointed out that his advanced numbers suggested that, you know, he was getting unlucky, and now he started to pull the ball more, hitting the ball in the air. He's great on the base paths. I want to give Ceddanne his flowers. I think he was phenomenal in this series. Had the 2 home runs. So, yep, my pick for Clark's Ketchup Series MVP is Ceddanne Rafaela. Let's go, boys.
I love it, Hogdale. That's 3 Rafaela, 1 Trump, 1 TS10. Okay. To the rest of the panel we go. Jemai Webster. Gotta go with Trevor Story with the drizzle, with an assist from Red Sox fans here in DC screaming at me saying he's gotta get the ketchup. Okay. That's 3 Rafaela, 2 TS10, 1 Donnie T. Next up, Will Middlebrooks. He says, I've seen enough. Gimme Trev. Tied up. 3 TS10, 3 Ceddanne Rafaela, 1 Donald Trump. TC, Tom Caron. Where do you think he's going?
I would lean Ceddanne. This is going to be a really close one.
Tom Caron says, TS10, baby. That's 4 TS10, 3 Ceddanne Rafaela, 1 Donald Trump. Next up, I believe that takes us to our voice submission. So we're going into the voice submission. 4 Story, 3 Ceddanne, 1 Trump.
Yep.
Everyone else has been accounted for, yeah?
Trump can't win at this point.
Trump cannot win. Wow, this is and
that's what they said in 2020, Steve. We will be back.
We can do a recount too. Anyway,
and by the way, Will Fleming did say that him and Loomer on this audio submission do not agree.
I would imagine one goes Ceddanne, one goes 10.
We're about to find out.
Happy motherfucking Independence Day, fellas. Nats Red Sox, it's a 3-game sweep. The kids are doing it. They're rolling. I'm with Loomer. I think we're going to have some very tight catch-up voting here. But let's just step back, big picture. We've talked about it so many times. Needing to sweep these series against bad teams, they finally do it and have a little momentum.
You got to play good baseball, whether it's a bad team like this. And by the way, this is a bad team. There was zero urgency. Did anybody go first to third? Like, did anybody bend over in the infield to field a ground ball? Like, this team's honestly, like, going into it, you're like, yeah, you should sweep. The Red Sox maybe shouldn't sweep anybody, right? Because they were 2 games under 500. But when you watch the way that team played, you should have. But you still had to go out and earn it, and they did. They swung the shit out of it. I thought they made some big plays here that kind of changed some ball games. They played good enough. Today was a grind. Today was a grind, but they earned this sweep.
Wasn't very piggish from Crochet, but that's a couple in a row. And yet it's time for the offense to do what they did today and the last 2 to sort of pick him up.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's done enough, don't you think? So he's allowed to go 5 and dive or we get a big cushion. Gave up some runs in his last outing, but he's got one more start here before the break. Maybe that's going to help Mudd a lot. But yeah, he wasn't on his game. But that's the floor. You'll take it, right? 5 innings, 2 runs, struck out 7 still. Couldn't get ahead with some guys, then couldn't finish off guys when he was ahead. So it wasn't like him, but I think, listen, he deserves it. He deserves a pass here, and he still gets the win.
He's going to be an all-star. So is Bregman. So is Chapman.
Yeah.
The Red Sox have a lot of guys playing like all-stars right now. And this thing, to me, this catch-up is like a total coin flip. I mean, you can make a case. They're 2 guys. And I just think it's like, whether you like vanilla or chocolate ice cream better, it is so hard to pick between these 2 guys. I don't know where you're going to go.
Yeah, see, I'm with you. And obviously it's Story and Rafaela. I'm going to throw packets at Trevor, okay, because he has been absolutely outstanding. And early in games, he had some big home runs that you could say maybe just changed it. But I'm going to go with Cedar Rafaela here with the MVP. I think both of them were 6 for 13. Cedar had a couple of doubles, couple of home runs. I just think the defense, he's still going out there taking doubles away from guys. I'm going to go with Cedar. I'm sure you make a case for Trevor Story. You could really for a lot of these series lately, but Cedar Rafaela has been playing at a very high level. I'm going to give it to him. My MVP.
This puts me in a tough spot, Lou.
This is a tough spot, Will. This is tough because it's coming down to it.
I do. But I feel it in my gut. I really do. Where, look, Cedar, Cooper and I went off the air today talking about how Rafaela looks like the player you dreamed he could be, like a foundational piece for this offense, 2-way star. But that doesn't take away from what I think Trevor just had the more important swings. I really do. It's 6 of one, a half dozen of another. But don't you think Cedar looks like now he's ready to make that leap in his career?
Yeah, you hope. You hope that he just the belief system and what he's doing right now, he can carry it through. Very quietly. I think I texted you earlier. Like last year, after April, there was a 105 game stretch where he had 280 and 13 homers. So, and then he had a bad September. But there was a 4-month stretch where he was really good last year. We're in it right now, and hopefully he can just keep it up. I just want him to believe in what he's doing at the plate because this is kind of special right now.
I feel like it's going to be like 6-6.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, fellas. The Clark's Ketchup Series MVP is Trevor motherfucking Story.
This fucking guy. Every fucking time. He just knows. It was 4-4, right? It wasn't 6-6. We don't have that many voters, but it was 4-4. And Will with the walk-off again. On a day that he predicted the home run for Cedar Rafaela, he still was just like, yeah, but anyways, it's Trevor motherfucking Story. And yeah, that's 4, Steve.
That is
for
4.
TS10.
That is 4 for TS10. Obviously, he leads all Red Sox in that category. The next closest is Breggy and Willier, tied with 2 each.
Rafael is 0, right?
Yeah. The bullpen has more
That's
than Rafael.
crazy. Yeah, that's tough. That's what happened with Rafael as well. Like he would just be consistently good and never get the catch up.
Damn. TS10, man. 4 catch-ups.
Is so nuts. We were all like, yeah, you kind of have to DFA him. And he's got 4 catch-ups. Absurd.
Is he leading the team with that?
With catch-ups, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's next after that?
Just said, were you listening to me?
He literally said
you were texting fucking Will Fleming. I was reading the conversation. What did you say?
that happened minutes ago.
I obviously couldn't fucking read the text and play the audio at the same time,
All right,
Coley.
Jared,
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's 4 for Story. He leads all Red Sox players with 4. Tied in second, Breggy with 2. Willie or Brady with 2.
Okay.
Now, Steve, how many does Bregman have? Because I could have sworn he had at least a couple.
In second, Alex Bregman with 2. Willie or Brady tied with Bregman with
2. Wow. I have a Crochet take before we move on to the next.
Yeah, please.
series.
Yeah.
I think he's worse when he gets
I
run
think it's
support.
pretty clear, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not as locked in. He's like, the fellas don't need me today.
That's a good thing, though. I'd rather him be that way.
Big time. Yeah, I didn't say it as a negative. I just think like if anyone wants to freak out, like, oh, he wasn't super sharp. Yeah, the game was over immediately. Like
I mean, on top of that, just to piggyback off of that point, Coley, I think he is clearly at his best when during innings he's under the most pressure. When it's the tightest situation and a half inning, he's like, yeah, I'm going to strike the guy out. Bases loaded, 2 outs. I always trust he's going to do it. You put other guys in that, put Bueller in that spot, it's like, get ready. This is about to get messy. But with him, it's like, yeah, I think he's going to get out of it every time. And he normally does.
Yeah. And that catch Rafaela had over the shoulder, like, looked so effortless. And then it wasn't until, again, Lou started talking about it. And I was like, yeah, that he made that look easier than, like, that was an insane catch.
By the way, Jaron had a good one in this series, too. I know we mentioned the mishap, but he really tracked one down well. So there is that element of his game.
Yeah. This should be a final thought, but it's too good to be a final thought. Are you seeing these fucking Scooby-Doo Sea Dogs jerseys?
That does have final thought written all over it, but
They're unbelievable.
I mean, shout out the dogs who tweeted at the 10 being like, we heard you guys were installing more seats now.
Yeah,
these are incredible. I need one of these.
If they're selling these, we need to be in the market for them.
Yeah.
They would have to sell these, no?
Is this a giveaway? They're not going to sell a giveaway.
I don't know. I mean,
it looks like it was
all
from today.
giveaways.
It was a giveaway from today against the Fisher Cats.
Oh, what the fuck?
Sea Dogs, we love you.
They usually auction off some of the ones the players wear when they do
this is a game
special jerseys like this.
I love minor league baseball stuff. It's just like, fuck it, let's do Scooby-Doo. Like, why not? Yeah, put the whole cast on there. Throw our logo.
They just spin a wheel.
I swear that's how they do it. Where you just sit around, you show up, you got the donuts, the coffee. All right, guys. What the fuck? Like, what do we got?
Street Shocks? Yeah, let's do Street Shocks.
Giveaway jersey day. What are we doing? You talk about the poo-poo
cool,
pee-poo. Like, they might just put a poop on a jersey. I think those would actually sell. Like,
I'm sure that's
definitely
happening.
been a baseball jersey. That's highly likely.
Yeah.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Also, like, yeah, you're Sea Dogs. Like, I know it's not like like they poop. They're classic poopers. Dogs.
Confirmed. I've seen it.
Slugger would never.
No.
Jarrett, you've seen way too much dog poop last year.
Yeah, no, he still has no respect in that regard.
Top to bottom, the Sox just have good mascots. Yeah, the bottom. Like, the Sox just stay with a solid mascot at every level. Worcester's got like 9 good mascots.
I know.
It's crazy.
Smiley is something different, though.
Yeah.
Well, Smiley, the camera didn't get it. He was next to Trevor Story at the White House. He was the one who brought them there.
Got it.
Big DT guy.
Yeah.
That TLC.
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Tactical move incoming!
Stop and Shop. Look ahead. Stop and Shop.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Look ahead.
Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and Shop, we look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and Shop, we look ahead.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
What's better than having to Stop and Shop, getting it done for all of you?
The Stop and Shop look ahead, brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop right now, and you can get 10 cents off your tangerines when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. Maybe we can get Stop and Shop to sponsor the Section 10 cruise. Get a bunch of reens on there.
Why not?
Have a reen buffet.
Oh, big time.
That could be
There's
cool.
a lot of Stop and Shop stuff that I would love a buffet of.
Like what?
I don't know.
Potatoes?
It's a bunch of shit. They got great stuff there. I mean, it's a Stop and Shop. You can
Jake,
have like whatever you want, snacks and all that.
Jake, what do you love the most about Stop and Shop?
I mean, if they could do a Reen buffet for us, I think that'd probably be number
That would
one.
go so hard. Yeah, if they were just like had like a Reen smoothie bar, like people were just crushing Reen smoothies. Ugh.
Big time.
Brought to you by Stop and Shop. Oh. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the fuck? Yeah. If I just like crushed a Reen smoothie and was just like, Daddy, and like, do you think that they would be interested in the sponsorship or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, your internet's been
definitely
poo
didn't cut
poo
out.
today.
didn't
That's
hear
why
that
we
at all,
didn't.
So I'm just like,
All
yeah, it
right.
has a 50% chance of being right here.
Yeah, it could be the move right now.
Yeah. I'm glad you told me that in hour 3. Not something I could
wasn't
have.
bad.
No, it
that was the
hasn't
first
been.
bad
That was the first time it was like clearly at a prompt to the rest of us. All the other times
we
it's
all
been
had
at the
the
beginning
same
of the
look
sentence,
of
so
like,
we've been
we're gonna have
we've
to
been
say
fine.
something here because we
Alright.
know we all didn't hear what Jared.
Oh, you could have told me that. I would have restarted my internet. And it would have.
It hasn't
helped.
affected the show until right now. We're facing it head on right
No.
now, but before we were
Alright.
swerving.
All right.
I would say we're 2:15 in. Like it did good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
We only got Stop and Shop Bears.
Stop and Shop Bears stuff.
Yeah.
Thoughts,
Yeah. Anyways,
babe.
Connor
Bears
had shit to do this weekend, so no Stop and Shop look ahead notes. So we're just gonna bang right through these pitching matchups.
Big for train.
Huge. Austin Gomber versus Dick Fitz. Monday night. Only on Nesson. The Rockies are coming to town, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It's the Colorado Rockies. The 21-69. Is it 69? Jesus, this team is bad.
Yeah.
21-69 Colorado Rockies. Austin Gomber versus Dick Fitz in game 1. Austin Gomber is a lefty who is 0-1 with a 5.5 ERA. Kyle Freeland. No one say anything bad about Kyle Freeland. I like Kyle Freeland a lot. Good guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't planning on it, but good to know.
Kyle Freeland's a lefty. He's 1-9 with a 5.49 ERA. And that's fine. That's okay. Because he is a good person and he's trying his best. He is trying his best. He's going up against Brian Bayo, who is 4-3 with a 3.42 ERA. And then in the series finale, Wednesday night at 7:10 p.m. only on Nesson. Ah, shit. Antonio Senzatella.
Mm-hmm.
Senzatella. Antonio Senzatella. He is 3-12 with a 6.57 ERA. And he's going up against Lucas Giolito, who we talked about earlier. He's been great. He's 5-1 with a 3.66 ERA. So that's Austin Gomber versus Dick Fitz. That's Kyle Freeland versus Brian Bayo. And that's Antonio Senzatella versus Lucas Giolito. Prediction time, Jake.
I mean, we got a rare chance at a double sweep here, so I got to go with the Sox sweep. I think the last time the Red Sox swept back-to-back series was in 1973. So
I looked it up. That is correct.
Any chance you got to, so got to capitalize on that.
Yeah, that's big time. That's big time. We have an opportunity right in front of us, boys.
Different.
Oh, yeah, they were unstoppable. Steven?
Yeah, don't have a ton of thoughts on this. The Rockies are terrible. We all know it. So just beat them because they're terrible. It was really, really cool when they did that to the Nationals. They were like, these guys suck. Let's beat them. And then they won every game they played against them. I can just smell, Jared. I can just smell that Roman Anthony first Fenway homer. It's like, it's a pretty good smell too.
What's it smell like? What's it smell like?
It smells like, orange cream
like
soda.
Coconut.
Orange cream soda.
Yeah.
It smells like what that tastes like. That's the smell. So I'm right there with it. Very excited for Antonio Senzalapio versus Lucas Pupu Pipu in the finale. That's going to be a big one.
Senzalapio. I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. You didn't. It doesn't apply to me, that curse. But yeah, excited to see Giolito in a finale and really just pitching in any game at this point.
Coley, what?
We'll find out.
We'll
find out if it applies to Steve.
Damn it. All right.
Dude,
only on Wednesday will we find out about that. But yeah, just give me a Sox sweep.
Yeah.
I think they win 6 in a row and are feeling really good about themselves heading in the last series of the unofficial first half of the season. Interesting note, fellas, the Yankees and the Mariners have a 3-gamer Monday to Wednesday. So Sox sweep, and you are dangerously close probably to one of those teams.
Hell yeah. The McMahon?
Yeah, I'm going 2 out of 3. I felt pretty confident about Italian-American night between Senzatella and Giolito, but now I'm unsure because of Mr. 0% over there. But I still feel confident. 2 out of 3 will happen.
Okay.
Jerry?
I got the Red Sox getting swept in this one.
Hey, I see what you're doing.
Okay.
I see exactly what you're doing.
It tracks.
And I like it.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox will not lose a game.
What?
I think the Red Sox will not win a game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Red Sox will not win a game in the series. Yeah, you got 2 lefties right out the gate, and we don't have anyone that can hit lefties, obviously. And then Giolito's due to get crushed. Like, he's been pitching too good recently. Yeah, classic Rockies sweep. Only on Nesson.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're going to make fun of Connor Wong? Last year they went again. They tried to fight our backup catcher. Like, what are they going to say to him? Is he jerked off in any weird spots?
No.
Oval Office crank?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, I don't know him well enough to say. But
bad blood with these Rocks.
Imagine they just sweep them and beat the shit out of them too. They have a brawl and they just pummel them. Well, if you want to go to any of these games at Fenway, Game Time makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch. They have killer last-minute deals, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. I just use Game Time for the, what's his name? Zach Bryan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zach Bryan. I got those tickets. They really did get the best price. So that's no bullshit. They are the real deal, and that's the app that I use to buy tickets on. Last minute deals, save up to 60% off buying last minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. They've got zone deals, save even more when you choose a section. You let Game Time choose the seats for you. Know your total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price guarantee your game time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
I know.
You ready?
Mm-hmm. Please play it.
Okay. You sure?
I'm ready.
Okay.
When I look ahead, and you wind up dead if you don't listen to what Steve says. Even then, you might still wind up dead. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor's shed. When I look ahead, when I look ahead, Billy's gummy bears. Chew 'em with your mouth.
Weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
You chew them with your mouth, Steve.
Chew them with your mouth. Don't worry, Mr. Bears. I'm gonna crush this one. I got you.
He is waiting.
Yes, I know he's listening to every single word. The Red Sox welcome the on pace to go 38 and 124 Colorado Rockies to Fenway Park. Game 1, Monday, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 83 degrees, mostly cloudy, a 5% chance of rain, which means it could technically rain. 15 miles an hour winds blowing in from center field. Game 2, Tuesday, also a 7:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 82 degrees. And Jerry, you might want to get this sound effect ready, brother. Scattered thunderstorms on Tuesday, 35% chance of rain. So I'm telling you right
this
now,
is
could be a delay on Tuesday.
On Tuesday?
On game 2.
Fuck!
Is that views?
No, not views. Thursday's views.
Okay. 7-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to right. The finale is Wednesday, also 7:10. Kind of not in love with these late finale. Well, not late, but at least nighttime finales. Bring back some afternoon ones. 71 degrees, cloudy, 14% chance of rain, which means it technically could rain. 9-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to right field. So that'll do it. Again, watch out for some rain on Tuesday. No guarantees at all with that one. But that is your weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. You chew them with your mouth.
Wow. Tuesday it's not looking good, brother.
Doesn't look awesome.
Some say potentially catastrophic.
Not going to go that far, but it's not awesome.
Well, I am.
Okay.
I am going to say that.
That's fine.
Yeah, I will go there.
All right.
I'm going to say potentially catastrophic rains. So be on the lookout for that.
I do hate what that
okay.
sound effect entails, but I love the sound effect. I just love the thunder and the rain. It's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It's
I
soothing.
don't like it in real life,
isn't it?
Nice right now.
It's what I fall asleep to. It's a nap.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Wow. Is this final thoughts?
Yeah. Let Train know.
Damn. She's probably out cold. She's probably mouth breathing right now.
Yeah.
But my final thought, went to the Savannah Bananas game. It was awesome, as it always tends to be. It's by the way, shout out to Zach. He hooked it the fuck up. These tickets were far better than I could have ever imagined, especially with the demand for Savannah Bananas tickets. Like you can't even like the secondary markets, it's like hard to get tickets. Zach hooked it up. Split, the mascot, also hooked it up. So appreciate them. Was very cool. Like, so I I feel like I got in on the bananas somewhere around like 2018, maybe. It was like my first like bananas interaction. And I got to like meet them, hang out with them 2 years ago. Like we made some content together, me and Mikey. We went to Brockton when they did the ballpark that the Brockton Rocks play at. Got to meet a bunch of the guys. They were super awesome. And they like didn't forget that. Like I feel like they appreciate the people that fucked with them when they were like a smaller operation. Now they're selling out stadiums and MLB ballparks, but what was really cool, football stadiums. Yeah. Like they're as big as you can possibly get. Like as far as like sports venues are concerned, they're doing it and they're selling it out like multiple nights. But like to sit there and over the course of the game, different players that have been there for a bunch of years, like during the game, were like coming up to the screen just to say hi. And Jesse Cole, who is the mastermind behind all of it, and he's a South Shore kid, Situate. And I'm sure he had so many friends and family at that game. He said hi during the game. And then after the game was over, thought to shoot me a text and be like, hey, thanks for coming. It's like, bro, thanks for fucking having me. Thanks for like still remembering who I am at this point, because they have millions of fans. Like when people talk about like their social media impact, they have more TikTok followers than like MLB. It's like they are a branch of baseball. It's banana ball. Anytime that we talked about the bananas, I always like explain the rules. I don't feel the need to do that again. People get it. But just the fact that they've become so wildly successful, but they're still the same dudes. Like they don't carry themselves in a way where it's like, now that we made it to the big time, we're too cool for you. No, like they are still as humble as they've been. They still have that like grassroots, not even like small town mentality, but
they still have the hunger.
Yeah.
They have something to prove.
Yeah. They still have the hunger, and they still have like the approachability of like, we're just out here having fun, which is kind of what I talked about earlier. Like, we're just out here having fun. We want to put like when they talk, like their motto being fans first, they mean it and they stand by it and they prove it when they do these shows every single night. So yeah, just wanted to show some love to the bananas. Cause I know that like, I see this shit on Twitter where people are hating on them, and it's because of how big and popular they are. That's how not even just the internet, that's how the world works. If something gets to be big and popular and successful, there has to be the balance. People will just be like, oh yeah, like fuck this thing that everyone likes just because. It's like, well, have you tried it out? Like, have you gone and seen a game? Like, have you met any of the people that are behind this? Probably not. Like, I don't think that there's a single person out there that would be talking shit about the bananas that hasn't actually been to a game. That there's like that Venn diagram doesn't diagram. Those balloons don't touch. People that talk shit about the bananas, people that have been to a bananas game. There's no crossover in that Venn diagram. But yeah, it was cool to see Matty Backpacks get back out there. Coley.
Hey, well, I got two things. One, they are looking to expand like the league. We should like get a team called the Louisiana Balloons.
Oh my God. I would, if they wanted to use Louisiana Balloons, it's all yours, brother. You can have it. That would be like they don't even have like, I think the party animals might have a hint of purple, but like these would be all purple, like pinch, like, like purple and green. Yeah, they could absolutely have the Louisiana Balloons. If they wanted to bring that to life, you have our blessing.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable. But the point you'd like, it's not for adults. Like adults enjoy it, obviously, but Bananas have done a better job getting kids interested in baseball than baseball has in like my lifetime. That's what I care about. They're doing an amazing job with that, and that's all I care about.
No doubt. Yeah.
My in-laws are here from Hawaii, and they're like for a month, and like baseball is just like not a thing they care about out there. They were geeked up to go to the Bananas today. Like they'd made their whole trip.
Yeah. Like the kids that were there they were screaming the names of the players. Like, I bet you if they went to a Red Sox game, they would be like, number 5, can I get your autograph? But like, they're over there being like, Jackson Olsen, can I get, like, they know all their names. Like, they're, you know, they're a giant in the entertainment world. But it was cool seeing Matty Backpacks get back out there. I know that, like, it's the Bananas and it's not like, you know, the top of the top MLB competition. But knowing Matt, like, I know that meant something to him to get back out on the mound at Fenway Park with not a seat available. It's not just like, oh, I'm playing in like a charity game. It's like, no, I'm back on the mound where it all began. I'm home and I'm pitching in front of, you know, Fenway that's cheering for me, sold out crowd, all that. So that was cool to get to see Matty get to have that moment. Obviously, Brock and Lakin. Lakin was part of his walk up. He came through the crowd and then spun her around and gave her a kiss at home plate. That was cool. And then as I was walking to my seats before the game started, I ran into Keith Folk in street clothes. And I was like, what the fuck are you? I was like, why aren't you
plain clothes?
Yeah, I was like, why aren't you in the game? And he was like, I am. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll see you out there then, I guess. So then he I think he faced one batter, gotten out. So those were the surprise guests. I want to say today, Jackie Bradley Jr., Johnny Damon, and Bill Lee were the returning Sox guys. People were asking, like, is Poppy gonna be here? I was like, he just got knee surgery, dude. Like, he's like the fact, like, people want it. It's like, oh, is he gonna wave the flag at the Bruins game? Let Poppy rest, man. Like, when Poppy needs rest, like, these, you gotta let him rest.
Do it at some point, though. Let's be real.
At some point, he will. At some point, he will. So, but yeah, I had to give a shout out to the Bananas for it's cool enough just to be in the house, but like when you have like the players, the coaches, and everyone just, you know, walking up. When I was leaving, people were like, are you like, did you used to play for the Red Sox? Like, who are you? Like, why did everyone come over and say hi? I'm like, nah, I literally have just made video content with them before. Like, that's really it. I was like, they're just cool as fuck. So, just a guy that made a couple quick videos with the boys. But yeah,
super fan.
Yeah, I am a Banana super fan. You could say El super fan. I that's me.
Yeah, El Supernan.
Yeah, El Supernan. Yeah.
Supernan is in the building.
Yep. So it was a very cool experience. Shout out to the Savannah Bananas. I would say if they're in your like that's why, like, some of the guys, I was like, yeah, I'd love to have you on the podcast, but like, we're not promoting anything.
They don't
like,
need the
tickets are sold out. Like, yeah. It's like
people have heard,
but a bunch of them listen to the show. So like, I think, you know, it would be cool to interact with like people that are in the Bananas universe that get our lexicon and our universe. Like, the crossover would be cool, but I mean, there's really, like, we're not promoting anything for them. Like, they don't need, like, all the tickets are sold for the next 20 years.
They really did crush it with the name.
Savannah Bananas. Yeah.
Merge too.
Yeah. Anything else, I don't think it gets off the ground.
I was looking at the Party Animals stuff, and when they were here last year, I mean, it's some pricey merch, but hey, when you make merch like that, you can charge like that. Like, you can put high prices when you're making fire merch, and when you know that the need for that merch is there. It's everything they do marketing wise is next level, and especially, I was going to say leagues need to study it. MLB needs to study how they're marketing their game. Crazy.
I mean, I do think they, like, the former players, especially as they've grown, has definitely added an element where it makes it feel like the bridge is touched a little bit on both sides. Like, I've been thinking, like, could we incorporate them in All-Star Weekend? And it's not a weekend, but could we incorporate them somehow? And I don't know if either, like the Bananas don't need that. You know what I mean? They don't need the exposure. They'd be doing the league a favor more than anything.
Correct.
That's probably the biggest compliment you can give to those guys. It's like, you've already surpassed the majors in a lot of, like, importance in the baseball space. And they were just trying to, like, have 1% of the followers that Major League Baseball had. Now they've carved their own path to a point where they're their own thing to a level that Major League Baseball could never really be. Obviously, you have the benefit of just being an entertainment league, and that's all you can really you just like so focus on that, and I get it. But the way that they presented their game, when people question how they're selling out these huge stadiums, a lot of it's because of that dedication to the fans and like genuinely caring about the fans. You saying like getting that text, that matters. Like obviously you're a massive presence.
I was blown away.
I mean, you're obviously a massive presence in this space, but it still says something that just the thought of doing that matters, because you know that he remembered to do it. That's a very specific thing to do. It's not like
the night of too, not even like the next morning. It was the night of, and like I get it, like
knowing that he has another game tomorrow,
right, and I get it that like we have a baseball audience, but to my point earlier, we can do nothing for them. Like they're good, like they have their fans. And their tickets are sold. So it's not even like, oh, like, let me, massage this relationship so that, that they can help us out. Like, there's nothing we can do to help them. They are helped.
They've been helped.
They are on top of the world. So yeah, like, it was just super fucking cool that he even like thought to do that. But he's a great dude. Love Jesse. Even though he's a South Shore guy.
Yeah. South Shore guy. Hey.
How far is Scituate from Hingham?
It's not super close, probably 20. A clean 20.
So
yeah,
like from like Saugus to Fenway.
Maybe a little more 20. I haven't been to Scituate since like youth games.
From like you'd say door to door, Kowloon to Fenway Park.
It's actually exactly 20.
Quick 20.
Scituate to Hingham.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jake, look up how close Kowloon is to Fenway. Travel time. What's that travel time?
One of these days we're going to record at 4 p.m.
I'm seeing door to door 20
minutes, dude. An easy, quick 20. Quick. You know what I'm saying? Steven, do you have a final thought tonight?
I do have a final thought, Jared. I've had similar final thoughts in the past, but I'm going to do it again. Major shout out to the listeners of this program. I love everybody that listens to Section 10. This final thought is specifically
everybody
based on yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anyone that listens that I don't like. This is really based on just a lot of people being at DC on July 4th and saying what's up, having really good convos with the folks that listen to this show. The 10 jerseys were everywhere. I don't think there's been one game since we had Section 10 night that had more Section 10 jerseys. I mean, obviously Fenway Park's its own thing, but for a road game, they were just all over the place. And the Sox fans on the road it's a different animal, because obviously you're hamming it up a little bit more. You're bringing a little more oomph because you're on the road. You want to represent. You almost want to cover for the people that can't go there to show your support for the Sox. And on July 4th, it was like, I obviously know the Nationals fans didn't have much to root for, but it felt like it was like 70-30 Red Sox fans just in attendance at that friggin' game. But yeah, the conversations I had were great. I just love hearing how people listen to the show, their favorite segments, like the stuff that gets them through the week. Their feedback is always super important to me. And yeah, people listen, man. Like it always blows my mind. We're on probably hour 3 by now or close to it. It always blows my mind how much people listen super intently, even on like hour 3. There were like 6 or 7 people that came up and wished my dad a happy birthday, even though it was back in October. And that was late in the show when we had mentioned that last time. So that stuff means a lot to me. And I know it means a lot to you guys. And yeah, just really wanted to shout out all the listeners of this show, and
shout them out,
specifically
dude.
The people that came to say hi and had good combos. By the way, Kate, I don't know if she goes by Kiki or Kate. I think on her IG it's Kiki. She is one of the most dedicated listeners of this show for a long time. You might remember because now I put the pieces together, because she had explained when she would send in all those Section 10 shirt pics back in like 18, 19, 20. She hikes a lot and is taking a lot of these pics in the woods.
Yeah.
And so she said that in like 21, she walked from Georgia to New Hampshire. And every time she went, and it was a lot of like climbing mountains and like having that be part of the path. Every time she got to
she was at Section 10 night.
Every time that she would get to like a peak of one of these mountains, she would take a picture in a Section 10 shirt. That's the kind of stuff right there. Like that's the stuff that matters so much.
That video that I tweeted of like the dugout celebration where Crochet was eating box. She took that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they like
allegedly.
her and her, I think, boyfriend were like front row the whole series, and he had the Section 10 jersey on the finale, and you could see him next to Rafaela. So yeah, the dedication is
she had like she sending pictures in 2019 of like her wearing the Suns Out Guns Out shirt. She was like working behind a bar.
Yeah.
Like that was like the first Sogo shirt in the wild that we got.
Yeah, she'd be up there in terms of shirts purchased.
She's an OG for
big
sure.
Big time OG. Lastly, on the park, and I know I had mentioned this in the video with POTY, who has the bracelet, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Gave it to him at the.
It's about
Lincoln
fucking time,
Memorial.
dude.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
That's great. Yeah.
But that park, man, it just sucks. It's just not a good park.
I told you.
I knew it sucks.
I tried to tell you.
Wait, what are you talking about? You told me. We went there together. We were there together.
Oh,
in 18.
yeah.
It's not a good park. And like, I didn't know if since I was going to like die of heat exhaustion in 18 that it just like clouded my judgment. It just sucks. I did the thing that a lot of people like to do. You go to a park, you do the lappy doos, you do a little, the full circle walk around. There's just nothing to it. Like, you're in the capital of our country. You can do huge statues of like presidents or whatever. And the president's race is cool and funny. I like that. But in terms of like, it just needs a thing. It doesn't have a thing. And it's just a boring ass park and it's a boring ass team. And so when I saw the lack of attendance from Nats fans, I'm like, I get it, dude. I get why you wouldn't want to go to this park. And outside of James Wood, why you wouldn't want to watch this team. And in real closing here, I bought a Women's City Connect jersey, and I messed up bad. I messed up bad, man. When I got back to the Airbnb, I was like, this fits so weird. There's just space here. There's just space in the chest region, and I'm like, what's going on? It's just awkward space. I'm like, you would never have this on a man. And I look at the tag, and it's just a big W. It's just a big W on the back for woman. So yeah, fucked up there, and not gonna get that $160 back ever. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, if there are any Nationals fans, any female Nationals fans listening that want an XL City Connect, I got you.
XL?
I wear XL jerseys. Yeah. Oh, you're saying? Well, what is that implying?
No, you're good. No, it's fine.
But yeah, fun trip to DC.
It's fine.
And obviously the results of the games helped.
Coley Mick?
I tweeted this out, and I don't know why it's not a larger national conversation. The MLB doesn't own anything. They don't, like, they own October sometimes, but they get plenty of boring ones of those too, especially with football so fresh. If it's a boring playoffs, they lose the nation quickly. They have a chance to really own the 4th of July in a way that seems so obvious to me. And the pushback I got all stunk. Like, it was just nonsense. The home run derby needs to be on the 4th of July. That's an automatic idea that I cannot believe isn't already a thing. And then the 5th of July is the All-Star game. Obviously, these aren't going to line up with weekends every year. No shit. But they already play it in the middle of the week. They already do that. So it doesn't really matter when the 4th and 5th of July are. To me, like having the home run derby and then ending it with a giant national fireworks display from whatever city it's in, it's like as American as it fucking gets. And if baseball wants to not just be like America's pastime and like the actual definition, but like their pastime, like if they want to continue to be like the sport of America, like lining up with the 4th of July, I have people be like, oh, I want to watch my team. The fucking White Sox and Rockies played a series this weekend. I don't want to hear about these sacred matchups that are happening. Like the Yankees were on the road, the Red Sox were on the road. Like there is no sacredness that they're participating in during the 4th of July as it is now. And once your game's over, you're done watching baseball for the day. If you have the home run derby on at night, you come up with some other shit that happens during the day. Yeah, you have the hot dog eating contest. I don't know if you can get Nathan's involved. Have the hot dog eating contest at the All-Star game.
Right
Make
now.
that be the morning or afternoon. Like, go all the way in with America. Own those 2 days. Then you come back like the 10th or the 11th. Get that week off or 2 days, whatever the fuck it is. And then come back. Now you get the whole, because it's even closer to the halfway point as well. Like To me, this makes so much sense. The MLB is probably going to cancel the home run derby entirely before they do this. Like, I don't understand. Like, the Bananas wouldn't do this to us.
The Bananas wouldn't do this to us.
The second that like the winning home run lands, you start the fireworks just immediately. Like, it all lines up.
Yeah.
No, it makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. It's too smart. It's too good. They would never.
Makes too much sense because they basically do the same thing they do for Memorial Day for the 4th of July. Like, it's kind of the same day. There's no different, like, other than you knowing it's July versus Memorial Day, like, oh, they get a different hat on. They do that for Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, and 4th of July. There's no differentiation between those other than the colored bat that people are using.
Yeah, also MLB's All-Star stuff starting on like a Monday, I thought is always dumb. Like, I really don't like that. I get that it's the summer, most people have it off, or at least kids and whatnot, but it's like, I catch myself too saying All-Star Weekend. I'm like, right, it's not even, we're the only one that isn't All-Star Weekend. And we play on the most weekends of the year, and they don't have the All-Star game on the weekend. It's crazy.
They get what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. All-Star games Monday, Tuesday. Wednesdays off, and it's the ESPYs. And do they even get Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
No. That's another thing I hate. So these guys then have to fly out like Sunday night.
So they get like
the
4
All-Star
days
game
off.
for like 3 seconds, and then play. Sometimes they have games on like that Thursday. I think they even might have had. Maybe not Wednesday.
Yeah, some teams do.
Oh, they definitely.
Yeah, some teams do.
They usually play one or two games that Thursday. Yeah.
So it'll be like, it's always they play through the weekend. Derby's Monday, All-Star games Tuesday, Wednesday's the league off. Some teams play on Thursday, but then some teams resume
you
Friday.
Get 3 days off for a season that's insanely long. Like, make that a longer break. What are you doing?
Right. And if they did it now, people would be more okay with it. Like, give them the full week.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a good plan. Commissioner Coley, he's not aiming high enough. He wants to be a GM. He should be the fucking commish. Yeah. Jake's takes?
Just can't wait for T to pop in here at any minute now so we can really get this episode going.
Yeah, this is all pre-show shit.
Yeah.
No coups, man.
Yeah.
No coups,
no
prediction. Does he
no
even
takes.
I don't know. Miss you, T.
No, I don't think he's.
We've missed 5 Tycoons.
He's gone Hollywood. Ever since we started doing Cameo, he's like, I'm making so much money that I don't give a fuck about the podcast anymore. Yeah. Is he quiet quitting?
I think
pretty
I'm
loud.
Grab
Yeah,
this whole tweet on the quiet quit.
It's deafening.
It's pretty obvious. He didn't
scream.
Yeah.
He didn't tweet at all today. That is rare.
Yeah.
Well, he
he's
doesn't
changed.
care anymore.
He's changed.
Yeah, the money's gotten to him.
He's changed.
He's out buying yachts.
Well, it's the drugs as well.
Mm-hmm. Drugs
Big
and money
time.
will change you.
Drugs.
Yeah, getting a drug addiction right before you come into a bunch of cash is like the worst way to do it.
This all makes a ton of sense now. This dude was on pills like the second he was making big coin. I mean, that's not when you want to have endless money.
He basically tripled his income and developed a pill habit all within a week.
He's on vacation right now.
Yeah, vacation. Yeah.
Probably.
I know people that have taken vacations and let's just say the rooms were quite comfy there.
Now he's at the border getting pounds of fentanyl across.
He's like, the Cameo money isn't enough. I need to be a drug mule. He's just smuggling bags and bags of
That is the dangerous part. He's getting a taste of this stuff and he just wants more. He's not going to settle at what he has right now. It's going to get worse.
Yep. Don't get high off your own supply. That's what they say, and he's doing it. So, all right. We'll be back on Wednesday night, Thursday morning for you guys. It's not a Thursday off day this week.
The fuck?
No.
Yeah, it's a rare. It's a rare. Red Sox are playing on a Thursday week this week. They've got games all week long, and then they don't play again on a Thursday until the date that I'm trying to circle for the Section 10 cruise would be the next time they do play on a Thursday. I don't want to put this out there because I don't want to get people's hopes up if it doesn't happen, but I would love if the cruise was on the 21st, that Yankee game.
Sox,
It's
Yanks,
a 7:15. Yeah, 7:15 Yankee game in the Bronx. And if we did like a harbor cruise where we watched the game and hung out with the folks, that would be ideal.
Mhm.
But
Did you confirm televisions on these things?
oh yeah, I have my senior prom on these things.
Well, that doesn't mean there
It's
were
the-
televisions on.
Okay, I don't know if
Is
that's.
that-
Yeah, I don't know if that's the level of confirmation I was hoping.
What are you trying to say?
for.
That was a long time ago?
Anecdotal information from 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't
Of
know
course
if
they got
that's.
TVs. We had a prom there.
What? Why would they take the TVs off?
Who's to say the people who booked it didn't put the TVs on?
Oh, well then if they need donation TVs, I got TVs.
I'm just saying. I don't know that that's the
classic prom thing. Everyone knows proms are just flooded with TVs.
you fucking idiot. Yeah.
It's a boat. What are you talking about? The fucking boat has TVs. Why over time would they not have TVs anymore?
Boats typically don't have TVs.
No, yeah, people take boats to watch the Sox. Yeah.
Boats don't have TVs more often than not, right? Because it's a boat, you know?
Well, you're going on
Right.
stupid ass boats then.
Don't go on a ton of boats.
Leave it to the boat guy.
Yeah.
All right.
You're the boat guy. You've always been the boat guy. I don't even know why I'm questioning it. You've
Yeah.
been the boat guy for
Yeah.
so long.
The last time that you fucking
I'm not
questioned me, how'd that
questioning.
work
I'm
out?
not questioning. It went very
Yeah.
poorly.
Better not. Coley?
Does the Titanic have TVs?
No.
Rest my case.
That's a bad point, Coley. That's a bad point.
It was like the same year you went to prom.
No, that's just we graduated the same year.
Yeah, but I was advanced. You're older than me.
No. Did you
Correct.
even
I was a great
do you even have a diploma?
No. Mm-mm.
I hate bringing up old shit, but like
It's all you brought up.
I gotta go to bed.
All right.
I'm gonna get yelled at.
Another old
I
thing
gotta
to say.
go.
yeah.
No. It's not because I'm tired. It's not because I'm tired. It's not because I'm tired. All right.
Sleepy Jerry.
I'm not.
Catch those
I'm not
Z's.
sleepy. Don't put it on the internet
Gotta
that I'm
wake up from
sleepy.
that
Don't put it
walk.
on the internet that I'm sleepy. I'm not.
You got that old man wrist brace just from living.
No.
An existing brace.
No. That's not what it was. All right. We'll see you on Thursday. But no.
Buenas noches, amigos.